in a world.
Stockholm syndrome got me fighting with the slaves. But how they about to visit you when they can't show their face? Now the system don't control me, yeah, the beast is getting slaved. Austin got the pout, they look sour, oh behave. But I'm about my father's business, witness, he gon' get this praise. I ignore it cause I'm poor, only thing that I obey. I ain't with the social system, but I'ma do my space. Maybe born me with quarantine to stay up in your place.
We did our thing beforehand. People getting super triggered already, bro. People getting super triggered. So you guys know the deal. We're at the Game 1 playoffs, Division Series, Dodgers versus Giants. First time we ever played together. Speaker is terrible today, I think. Does that sound bad? Yeah, the drummers came right beside us. So I was talking about the whoopty whoop. So like, what can I do? I mean, what can I do? I moved down, but maybe we should go even further down. We can still get that. Let's go further down. We're gonna go further down because of the drummers. We're good. I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah. How dare you? So that should be better. That's like the best we can do. What's up, everybody? So we're gonna get into it. These people are gonna get triggered, but they can't answer any questions or offer any science or debate. They just flip you off and call you names, and it's just funny.
Do your Pfizer thing again so we can hear it.
I can't talk about it right now. I'm on YouTube now.
Oh.
I wish, bro. I can give you a card. YouTube. I went live now, so YouTube will kick it off. Here's a couple cards.
Experimental thing says on their website till 2023.
Yeah. Not medical advice. Hey, why is everyone wearing masks? Did something happen? What happened? Why is everyone wearing masks, yo? That's weird. Are you a surgeon?
Yeah.
Am I an idiot?
Yeah, you sound like one.
No, but you're not even wearing one, so what are you talking about? I guess you self-projected a little bit there, huh? Classic self-projection. The typical Typical cognitive attempt to flip the script. Anyway, didn't they say that we just have to wear our mask for 2 weeks? That was like 18 months ago, yeah. That's weird. This is awkward. Are you gonna wear it till you die? Are you gonna write in your will, put me in the coffin in a mask, bro? How dare you? How dare you consider breathing oxygen? So, you guys can take that off, by the way. We check the air. It's what keeps you alive. You don't have to wear that. You don't have to wear that. Anyway. Hopefully we'll get curfews again because the air gets super dangerous after 10 o'clock. So thank you, Daddy Government, for keeping us safe. The government would never lie for power except for 9/11 and weapons of mass destruction that weren't actually there. Except for the Vietnam War where they said Vietnam blew our ship up and they've come out and admitted we blew up our own ship. Except for when they put fluoride in your water, which is a neurotoxin and an ingredient in rat poison, they said it's for you to have pretty teeth. Except whenever the CIA studied how to brainwash you and MK Ultra declassified how to literally brainwash people with frequencies. Except for when the CIA came out and admitted that they run the mainstream news and Operation Mockingbird, and when you're watching CNN, Fox News, CNBC, MSNBC, ABC, you're watching CIA agents. That's what they said. In Congress. So, no big deal. You know, the government would never lie. They love you. They just start wars all around the world. You know the CIA that traffics more drugs and guns than anyone else in the history of mankind? So do you guys wake up every morning and watch CNN and see if you're allowed to breathe the oxygen today, or is it just like normal now? You're like, let me get my wallets, my keys, my shoes. Oh, where's my mask? I can't leave out of here without this paper cloth on my face. Look, I got one that matches my outfit. I got that slave grip. Anyway, just so you guys know, it's not going to go away until you stop doing it. So look at these legends out here breathing oxygen. You rebels. You rebels. Alright, so we're going to switch up the subject. When I talk about what I'm about to talk about, y'all going to think I'm crazy for real. Anyway. How dare you breathe oxygen? How dare you? I should be overseas in school. I don't care about your money. How dare you? Yo, people coming out here. San Francisco be virtue signaling, yo. You'll be acting like you're a hero or something because you're scared of the air. Superheroes aren't scared of the air, bro. You're not like a hero. Like, let's be real, bro. You're scared of the air. It keeps you alive. It's just super awkward. Weirdos. Hey, by the way, you don't actually have to wear that. You're allowed to breathe, and no one gives you permission to breathe. You have developing lungs. Oxygen keeps you alive. So does it keep you alive or does it kill you? I can't figure it out. Anyway, I'm sure after 2 more weeks we'll get to go back to normal. You guys can breathe and play a recess again in 2 more weeks. Interesting. Is that a NASA, buddy? Uh-oh. That will make me talk about NASA. Do you guys know that NASA admits they worked with Nazis? NASA said they worked with Nazis. You guys think Nazis would ever lie? No. They just work with NASA, but NASA would never lie. They love us. So NASA admits they worked with Nazis, specifically Werner von Braun, for Operation Paperclip declassified. He was brought over here and put in charge of space exploration. A Nazi. You know, that's normal. Seems legit. We can trust the government. They worked with Nazis. They told us they were really bad guys, and then they put them in our government. So, do you guys think that Nazis took us to the moon in 1969? In black and white, but we still haven't been back in 50 years? And when we asked NASA why we haven't been back, they said it's because they destroyed the technology. And it's a painful process to build it back again. That's what Don Pettit, an astronaut, said. You guys believe that? I must be a conspiracy theorist if I don't believe we went to the moon in 1969 with Nazis in black and white, but we haven't been able to go back for 50 years because we destroyed the technology and haven't been able to rebuild it or replicate rocket technology from the 60s. Seems legit. Nazis would never lie. Nazis only lie until they come to the U.S. government, then they're honest. Yep. NASA means to deceive in Hebrew, but that's probably a coincidence. So, hey, if anybody here wants to try to win $200, I'll give you $200, if you can get 3 questions right about the Earth, $200.
Such a good game.
$200, bro. I mean, you don't gotta pay to play. You just answer 3 questions, you get them right, you win $200. They're like elementary questions too. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you the theory of relativity. You wanna play?
Sure, what's the game?
All right. It's just you get 3 questions right, you win $200.
All right, what is it?
Do you care if I put the mic on when you answer?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so according to what we were taught, how many times does the Earth spin every day?
How many times does it rotate?
Yeah.
One time a day.
1 time, that's right. 2 more questions, win $200, bro. All right. How far away is the sun?
1 astronomical unit.
Okay, but that's, yeah, well, what's an astronomical unit?
That's the right answer.
No, it's not the right answer. How far away is it? Astronomical unit is defined by the distance to the sun, so.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you know how far away an astronomical unit is? Well, miles.
I don't know precisely.
All right. I'm not gonna just guess.
60 million miles.
60 million? Not too bad. 93 million. But I won't say you got it wrong just because you got the loophole on how I worded it with astronomical. I'm not gonna give it to you like you got it right though, because astronomical unit is not specific.
It is answer though.
I guess it was changed like 6 times. So what's that? So basically, it's like if me saying what's the distance to the sun, you're saying the distance to the sun. That was your answer. But anyway, okay. How fast does the Earth spin?
Miles per hour?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Let's go with 1,030 miles per hour.
1,030?
Yeah, what is it?
Are you like a flat earther or something?
No, what is it?
That's pretty good. It's 1,037. I'm definitely giving you that. So you got 2 questions. You want to be the first person to win the money. All right.
I feel like I got the second one. But...
No, the second one you just said.
All right. Call it a wash. Call it a wash.
Yeah, because it's like I said, how far is the sun? You said the distance of the sun. But anyway, you got 2 questions right. I mean, it wasn't exactly right, but I'm not like that. All right. Let's see. This is crazy. You might get the money. What degree tilt is the Earth on?
23 and a half.
23 and a half. Dude, you watch my videos or something?
I haven't. I just know this shit.
Oh, I gotta give him money. Good job, bro. Round of applause for my man. Hey.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Tap. Right up.
But it also changes. The Earth's tilt is not static.
Oh yeah, it's 23.4 degrees.
It goes through also changes. It actually changes.
So what?
I don't know what it is, but it goes like that's the reason why we're doing the ice ages, because the tilt of the Earth changes, the eccentricity of the Earth's ellipse changes, and also you gotta take the mask off though, man. You just want $200. Get rid of that. I gotta take it.
Hey, I mean, you win the money no matter what. Well, look, you gotta hear what I'm saying, okay? Because you know
It's real cash.
Yeah, it's real money, bro. I've traveled the United States trying to give that money away for a minute. All right, but look, here's the deal. I travel to the U.S., no one ever wins the money.
Okay.
They don't know the basic stuff. Those are basic elementary questions, right?
I don't know if they're basic on it.
They're pretty basic.
I say they're like
How fast does the Earth spin?
Astronomy 101 for college education.
No, I was taught how fast the Earth spins in 3rd grade, but I hear you. All right, anyway, my point is, no one knows anything about the Earth.
Yeah.
So we're probably think this is crazy because you know a little bit about it, but it's actually not a spinning ball. That's all a lie. NASA's never been to outer space. It's flat, doesn't move, it's contained.
Oh, I didn't know.
You know, I know you think it's not crazy.
No, I know.
You win the money regardless, of course.
All right.
But yeah, we measure the surface. It doesn't curve. It has to curve based on the radius of 3,959 miles. It doesn't do that. It's definitely real money, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Austin.
Sawyer.
Yeah, nice to meet you, bro. Yeah, let me give you a card. Just check it out. I know it sounds crazy. It's a QR code.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. What's up? I'm glad someone finally won the money, bro. First person to play today, too. That's crazy. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
You too. That's crazy. Someone won.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. In the world. We're still giving $200 away if anybody can get 3 questions right about the Earth. You get 3 questions right. We just had a dude come up and play and win $200. All I did was had to get 3 questions right. He technically got one of the questions wrong, and I gave him another chance. So, pretty interesting. So just come up and play. You get $200 if you get 3 questions right. Easy money. the reason most people don't win the money is they don't know anything about the Earth. They don't know the basics. So when I say, did you know that the Earth is actually flat? They just laugh at me and call me dumb, and all of a sudden they're geniuses and they're scientific experts. But they don't even know the basics of the Earth. It's like telling me you know the Bible's real, but you just haven't read the Bible yet. No one knows what they believe in, but they think I'm crazy for not believing in it. You should at least know it. So that's why I offer the money. Because I know that most people don't know any of it. That guy actually knew it, which is pretty impressive. Basic questions, though. I didn't ask him to define a theory of relativity. So anyone here that wants to win $200, take it. But anyway, here's the deal. There is actually not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That's dumb and defies physics. The Earth is flat. It doesn't move. It's why you don't feel like you're moving. It's why every time you've ever looked at a horizon, it was horizontal. That's what the word horizon means. It's horizontal. That means flat. So why is the horizon always horizontal? What's so funny about it? You got an answer? Maybe you can enlighten me. I can shut it down. Why is the horizon always horizontal? How come we saw mountains from 273 miles away up the globe Earth and it should be blocked by 3 miles of Earth curvature? Where's the curvature? If there is a ball, where's the curvature? That's weird. Don't balls curve? Pretty sure spheres curve. Well, not the Earth. So how do I see the mountains from 273 miles away at the globe Earth mass? That should be 3 miles of Earth curvature. It's impossible. Well, obviously the skyline of Chicago from 60 miles across Lake Michigan. Anybody here wants to play? You get $200 if you get 3 questions right. First person that played won $200. In the world. We should have came out here with a 100. Nah, it's cool, dude. It's down eventually. That's why I asked him, like, you watch my channel, bro. But he may watch my channel, just come up here and get the money, you know? I mean, he got me if he does. Cause he's like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, that was
He got a couple of them wrong in the beginning, though.
he got this. He said astronomical unit, which is technically right, but it's not the actual distance. Yeah. Whatever. In the world. Hey, did you guys know that the Earth's actually flat? It's flat. It's not a ball, that's dumb. Balls curve. How come the surface of the Earth doesn't curve? How is 70% of the surface of the Earth ocean water, and ocean water always finds its level? It's called fluid statics. How is 70% of a ball flat? How come NASA hasn't been back to the moon in 50 years? How come when they're on the ISS, they always drop things in 0G and their hands go to microphones and lemons and coffee cups? What's up with that? How come NASA admits we don't have real pictures of the Earth from space and that they're just computer-generated images that are composited together? They're photoshopped. That's what NASA's website says. Why don't we have real pictures of the Earth in 2021? Or what? Nothing. You barely even mustered the confidence to say that. Little clown. By the way, you guys can breathe the air. We checked it. It still keeps you alive. Trust me. We checked it. I just checked it live for you. It's good.
I was thinking about that when I said
Anyway. Speaking of air that about 50% of you are breathing, did you guys know that's called oxygen? You're breathing. Shout out to the legend that's breathing. What a rebel. That's called oxygen. That's a gas. Did you guys know that oxygen keeps you alive? Crazy stuff. Yeah. Oxygen is a gas, right? So we have gas pressure on the Earth. That's how we breathe. Or nowadays about half of us breathe, or not even. Weirdos. Anyway. How do you have oxygen, a gas pressure, sitting next to a vacuum of space? How does that work? Wouldn't the gas fill the vacuum? Isn't that like the second law of thermodynamics? There's a natural law that can't be refuted and it's just objective. Who needs science though? We have cartoons from NASA who work with Nazis. They admit they're cartoons and that they work with Nazis. So you can look it up on their own website. So how do you have gas sitting next to a vacuum? It's called the second law of thermodynamics. The gas would fill the vacuum. Entropy will increase. Systems seek spontaneous equilibrium. You can't have a gas pressure sitting next to a vacuum. Outer space is literally impossible as has been defined. Literally. Hence why they never went there and they'll never go there and you never could go there because what they told you it is couldn't exist. Interesting. And people always act like they're smart when they get about 10 feet past me.
If I'm so dumb, you can just answer the question. There is no answer, by the way.
How is gas pressure sitting next to a vacuum? And all of you have been trained, like kind of like dogs or something, you know? And you'll just say the word gravity every time you can. It's effectively your guide, right? Like if something can't be explained, all you have to do is say gravity, call out to your guide, gravity, and it explains it. And then I say, well, where's the scientific evidence for gravity? Has it ever been isolated or proven? Yeah, look, you're on the ground. I know you're more dense in the air. If I let go of a helium balloon and it goes up, is it gravity proof? No, it's lighter than the surrounding air. It's less dense. You're more dense, so you're on the ground. So where's gravity? Did you know it's admitted that gravity's never been proven? It's called the theory of relativity. So whenever people walk to me like, you don't believe in gravity? I'm like, why do you believe in it? It's never been proven. So when I say, how do you have gas pressure sitting next to a vacuum? She's laughing, but she can't debate me. Don't listen to this guy. Don't think for yourself. Go read the textbooks and watch the cartoons. Make sure you get scared of the air. You wear your mask. Ask her why. Ask her why you're supposed to be scared of what keeps you alive. See if she'll answer that question. So anyway, and like the people that laugh, I mean, let's be real. You guys don't know anything about the Earth or space or anything, you know? It's called the theory of relativity. It says that the displacement of mass results in a gravity well, and that gravity is the effect of the bending and warping of space and time. You guys don't know that. That's just a theory. It's not real. It's never been scientifically proven. That's why it's called the theory of relativity. And actually, when we assume the theory of relativity, or gravity, is real, and we apply it to the universe, quote unquote, it's off by 95%. Gravity's not real. That's the point. So even if gravity was real, and I gave it to you times 1,000,000, it still wouldn't answer the question, how do you have gas pressure sitting next to a near-perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr? The second law of thermodynamics says that's impossible. Gravity doesn't work. Gravity is the strongest at the center of mass. So the strongest accessible gravity is at the surface of the Earth closest to the center of mass. It has a singular vector of down relative to the center of mass. If I let gas pressure out the surface, it goes in all directions. Down is the opposite of up. All includes up. So if gas goes up at the surface where gravity is the strongest, how does it stop it from doing that by a vacuum? By the way, I love to watch people, man. It's so funny. They know nothing about this, but they whisper to their friends like I'm dumb. It's super funny. It's super funny. You don't know anything about it, bro. You know nothing about it. And you're defending the story from the government, and the government admitted that it's just cartoons that they show you, that there's not a real picture of the Earth anymore. You guys know that? NASA says that we don't have real pictures of the Earth, that they're CGI composite images that are photoshopped. That's what NASA.gov says. Isn't that kind of weird? And so, how do you have gas pressure sitting next to a near-perfect vacuum? The second law of thermodynamics says that's impossible. That is impossible. They lied. You know NASA, the same agency that admitted they worked with Nazis? Yeah. You know who took us to the moon? Werner von Braun, a Nazi, an SS officer of the Nazi regime. You think Nazis would ever lie? Oh, now you're triggered because you have this cognitive dissonance where you're like, oh man, I love NASA and I hate Nazis and I don't know what to do. I gotta act like this guy's stupid though, so let me just not answer the question and make fun of him under my breath because I can never debate him. Isn't this weird? It's super awesome to watch cognitive dissonance live, right? Like, what's the radius of the Earth? Do you know? Nope. What's the curvature rate? Do you know? Nope. How fast does the Earth spin? Do you know? Nope. How did they prove gravity? Do you know? Nope. Why haven't we been back to the moon in 50 years? Do you know? Nope. Did you know NASA admits they're not real pictures of the Earth, it's just cartoons? Nope. Did you know that we saw mountains from 273 miles away that should be blocked by 3 miles of Earth curvature that has a radius value of 3,959 miles? The Earth is not a ball. It doesn't curve. Yeah, that's right. You know how you never felt like you're moving on the ground unless you're chugging tequila? It's because the Earth doesn't move. That's why you don't feel like you're moving. Does anyone here think that they're moving 1,000 miles per hour right now? Can they prove it? Can someone prove it? Did you know Albert Einstein himself said that I've come to the conclusion that never in the history of mankind will an optical experiment prove that we're spinning? Yeah. So there's no evidence the Earth's curving. It measures flat. There's no evidence that it's spinning. Even Albert Einstein, the priest of Geocentrism, says you can never prove the Earth's spinning. And you can't have gas pressure sitting next to a vacuum. NASA admits we don't have real pictures of the Earth, just cartoons. NASA admits they can't go back to the moon 50 years after they supposedly did it in 1969. So where's the evidence I'm so crazy for not believing in? The truth is, you've never even researched it. It's easier to say I'm crazy. Just like if I say, hey, did you guys know they said 2 weeks to flatten the curve and you only have to wear a mask for 2 weeks and it's been 18 months? And it seems like maybe they're lying. You just say I'm crazy, then all of a sudden it makes sense. What a cool story, bro. They lied about the Earth. Don't make this weird. How do we see the skyline of Chicago across Lake Michigan from 60 miles away at the globe Earth Masters? It should be entirely obstructed by Earth curvature. No one ever answers right. They just act like I'm dumb. It's super funny. So the radius value of the Earth is supposedly 3,959 miles. A radius is the distance from the center to the edge of a circle or a sphere. Okay? So they say the Earth's a sphere, an oblate spheroid to be specific, and it has a certain size. And when spheres are certain sizes, they have to curve at a certain rate on the surface because it's a sphere. But the Earth doesn't curve. So how does that work? Did you know the military has declassified documents that say the Earth is flat? Why does the military say the Earth's flat? What's up with that? How come the military says that in order for them to design ballistic missiles and to shoot them, that they have to assume the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface? How come the military has a declassified document called electromagnetic propagation over a flat Earth? You don't know it, you've never read it, just act like I'm stupid. It must make science go out the window. So the military says the Earth's flat. The military says they can't fly planes without assuming the Earth's flat, that they train their pilots on a target generation facility where they negate the gravity factor, meaning they don't account for it, and they assume that the Earth is flat and not moving, or the pilot will die and kill everyone on board. So they design planes to assume the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface. They shoot ballistic missiles assuming the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface, so they wouldn't hit their target. You know the bad guys that we have to go get? They wouldn't hit their target if the Earth was a spinning ball. That's what their document said. They came out with ground weapon systems where they built towers that shoot electromagnetism at people as a weapon. They said they had to assume the Earth was flat for them to hit their target. Why did the military spend billions of dollars on technology saying the Earth's flat? It doesn't matter. Just, yeah, if you laugh, it makes me dumb. Duh. You know, if I hypothetically had a genius IQ, it doesn't matter. She laughed. So, if you have a genius IQ and you research something for 5 years and you test the surface yourself and measure it, but someone just laughs at you and calls you dumb, it throws all that out the window. Now they're the smart ones and they know what they're talking about. Interesting to experience psychological response. It's because it's uncomfortable for you guys to not be part of the majority. That's why most of you guys are still wearing a mask after 18 months. I've been telling you for 2 weeks. It's because everyone else is. That's why you do it. You're not scared of the air or you wouldn't be hanging out with thousands of people, would you? Of course not. That's dumb. You're so scared of the air, you're sitting in line a foot away from thousands of people. What happened to 6 feet? The playoffs make the air safe again. I can't even say the word, I'll get kicked off YouTube. That's how you know they're not hiding anything. What's my angle? Handle. Oh, WitsitGetsIt. Let me give you a call. Contact. QR code. Yeah, you guys. Be safe, man. Be safe, bro. Make sure you get scared of that air. That makes you a legend. When I was growing up, people used to wear a mask because they were going to break the law. Now people wear a mask because it is the law. Even though it's actually not a law, but whatever. I digress. My bad, bro. It was the earth spin. It was the earth spinning 1,000 miles per hour and it carried me over into you, bro. Hey, you guys know they lied about the Earth is not a spinning ball in a vacuum? NASA's never been to space. It means to deceive in Hebrew, and that they admitted they worked with Nazis. Did you know that NASA admits they don't have real pictures of the Earth from space? Look, people get so triggered and act like they're smart. Hey, can you explain to me? I'll give you $100 if you can answer this question efficiently. How do you have gas pressure sitting next to a near-perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 towards the second law of thermodynamics necessitates entropy will increase and pressure will fill the available space? Everyone acts like I'm so dumb, but as soon as they get singled out, they get real quiet. It's funny. It's a reoccurring theme here. I thought I was crazy and dumb. Let's go, Giants. The Earth's not a ball, they're lying. Let's go, Giants. The Earth's not a ball, they're lying. Hey, the Earth is flat, don't make this real, bro. You guys think the Earth's a ball like the baseball the pitcher's going to be throwing tonight? Can you enlighten me? Doesn't that ball curve? Why doesn't the Earth do that? How dare you use your First Amendment on public property that you paid for with your taxpayers as your friends died because I want to sit here and enjoy my slavery. Who cares? Did you know that a lot of the Major League Baseball players know the Earth's flat? Majority of the Cardinals teams know the Earth's flat. It was actually even talked about during a World Series game. Majority of the St. Louis Cardinals know the Earth's flat. Majority of people with millions of dollars know the Earth's flat because they know wealthy, rich people that know. Isn't that interesting? So, do we just need the Giants players to come out here and say it, and then it's real? Maybe that'll work. Did you know the Earth's flat, bro? Thank you, later. So the Earth's not spinning, and no, you can't fall off the Earth. Every time I tell someone the Earth's flat, they think they're real smart. They're like, oh, where do you fall off the Earth? Let me guess, you fall off the edge. No flat earther thinks you fall off the edge. That's dumb. Can you fall from a lake? Oh, ironically, your question was dumb, not making me dumb, was it? Can you fall from a shoreline? The Earth's contained by something called the Antarctic Treaty, the 60th South Latitude, signed in 1959. Longest peace treaty in history, not even up for review till 2042. Every major country signed it and said it's illegal to go to Antarctica. They're probably not hiding anything there, though. America just went and explored it and says it's illegal to go there. It contains the water. You can't fall off of it. That's dumb. There are ancient maps that say there were tons of land outside of that. I bet that's not what they're hiding, though. The government would never lie to hide land and resources. The government loves us. That's why you put fluoride in your water. You know, a rat poison chemical. An ingredient in rat poison. Yeah, you love rat poison. I believe you. You're scared of the air. A neurotoxin that was in rat poison. That's probably good for you to drink and give to children. He said, I love rat poison. The government always lies, bro. So people say, would you fall off the edge? No flat earther thinks that. Oh, let me guess, all the other planets are round, but the Earth's flat. No one thinks that's dumb. Okay? The Earth's the bottom. The sky moves over top of the Earth. The quote-unquote planets is plane, means to lead astray, it means to deceive, and it means wanderer. They were called planets because they're just like the stars, but they wander in a little bit of a different motion. People call it retrograde. I document the stars all the time. They're just pulsating lights. I document the planets. Guess what they do? They're pulsating lights. Okay? So the Earth's the bottom floor. The sky moves over top of it. So when you come up in straw man flat Earth and say, let me guess, the Earth's flat, but all the other planets are spheres, as if we think the Earth's a disk in space with spherical planets, that's dumb. That's what the mainstream media will tell you, though. Because the government came out and admitted they censored flat Earth in Congress. They call it dangerous misinformation, but if you Google it, Flat Earth Society is not censored. It's because they tell you the stupid stuff I'm covering. So anyway, the sky's the sky. The Earth's underneath it. It doesn't move. The sky moves over top of us like a cloud. Anyway, so do we think that the Earth's flat with spherical planets? No, that's ridiculous. Do you think we can fall off of it? No, that's ridiculous. Well, how does gravity work if the Earth is flat? How's gravity work? Earth's a ball. It still hasn't been proven. Can someone enlighten me? You're on the ground. I can drop something. When you drop something, it's more dense in the air. When you let go of a helium balloon, it goes up. And it's less dense in the air. I don't think helium balloons are just gravity-proof. I don't think it came to a contractual agreement where gravity's like, I'm going to leave you alone, helium. Not how it works. So how does helium and hydrogen sit next to a vacuum at the top of our atmosphere, quote-unquote, and then not fill it? Well, that's impossible. The Earth is flat. They lied about space. You guys ever heard the second law of thermodynamics? So if you make a cup of coffee and you set it on your counter, it'll cool off, right? It's because heat goes to cold. If you open up a soda, it goes psh, and it equalizes. It's because the high pressure in the soda goes to the low pressure around it. It has to find equilibrium. It has to equal out. It's called the second law. No, it's not. It's the second law of thermodynamics. It's a scientific, irrefutable, natural law. So, whatever. Okay, so how do you have gas pressure, a higher pressure, sitting next to a vacuum, a lower pressure, of 10 to the negative 17 torr? Supposedly, because the strongest vacuum ever replicated on Earth is 10 to the negative 7 or negative 6, and it required huge concrete walls to even do that. So how does gas sit next to a vacuum? Can anyone enlighten me? It doesn't. It's impossible. You might ask yourself, why did they say space was a vacuum then if you could just debunk it? Because the stars move in perfect circles every year for thousands of years. You can look it up, time-lapse of star trails. They do perfect circles around Polaris, the North Pole star, directly over the North Pole, the center of the surface, every year for thousands of years. Now, if we're on a spinning ball going 1,000 miles per hour, while we go around the sun 56,600 miles per hour, and the sun drags us through space 500,000 miles per hour, and the galaxy shoots through space 1.3 million miles per hour, the stars would change. It's called parallax. But there is no parallax, so in order to say the Earth's a ball that spins, you have to say that those lights are extremely far away, like thousands of light years, and that they're in nothingness. so that we can still see them reset. They did not go out to space and be like, oh, this is nothingness. It's the only way the Earth could be a ball in theory. It's stupid. You guys think they went out to a star 10,000 light years away and measured it? That's ridiculous. And I'm the conspiracy theorist, right? So when I see the stars, I'm like, look, there are the stars. And you guys think, well, half of those aren't there anymore. You can just see them, but they're not actually there. When I see the sun, I'm like, look, there's the sun. Look, there are the stars. You guys think that the stars are the same as the sun. What? When I see the sun move in the sky, I'm like, look, the sun moves in the sky. You guys think I'm crazy for thinking that. Your model says that the sun sits still. And during a sunset, you're falling backwards 1,000 miles per hour. You just can't feel it, and it makes the sun that's sitting still look like it's moving. And the sun and the moon look like they're exactly the same size. I say they're the same size. The global says the sun's 400 times bigger in diameter than the moon, just coincidentally by random cosmic chance. Right? By shooting the dice a million times. Luckily, it's also exactly 400 times further away, so they look like they're exactly the same size so we can have total eclipses. That's what your model says. That's what the global says. Just a coincidence. Yeah, dude. You guys ever heard of 666? These are some more coincidences for you. So the Earth's supposedly going around the sun 66,600 miles per hour. The North and South Arctic circles are at 66.6 degree latitude. The diameter of the moon is 2,160, which is 6 times 6 times 60, and the average distance to the moon is 6 times 66 times 600, and the sun is 666 times brighter from Mercury than it is from the Earth. And the Earth is going around the sun at 66,600 miles per hour on a 66.6 degree tilted axis. While it's utilizing gravity discovered in 1666 by Isaac Newton, and its number is 666 newtons on the Earth, or 6.66. If you don't believe all that, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, there's a female that went to space, right? The longest time an astronaut ever went to space is a female. Guess how many days it was? 666 days. You can't even make it up, bro. You can't even make it up. You might want to tell me how I'm crazy because I don't believe in repetitive coincidences of Luciferian number 666 all over a globe Earth that can't be scientifically proven, and I physically debunked it, as have millions of us who are censored. Interesting. Hey man, I'm just dropping the seeds, man. Some people are open-minded and intelligent enough to understand it. Some people are gonna go down swinging. They won't debate me though. They can't debate me. They lied about the Earth. You guys know they've never been to space. That's all stupid and fake and dumb. Do you guys think the moon landing is real? Hey, let's check it out. Moon landing is super fake. And so is outer space, and so is the global. Do you guys think we went to the moon? Does anyone here think we went to the moon? Hey, check her out. She knows what's up. Why they gotta lie? Because outer space is fake and the Earth's not a spinning ball. That's why they lied. The moon landing's fake, but the government has still celebrated it every year and just celebrated the 50th anniversary. That's how you know they love you and you can trust them when they go to space now. Thank you, man. Plus books. Hey, do you guys know they lied about the Earth? It's actually not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That defies physics and a plethora of them, by the way, if you'd like to know. The Earth is stationary, it's contained, the sky resets like a perfect clock over top of you for all recorded history. We physically measure the surface, it doesn't curve. You guys make it really weird though. Hey, have you guys ever heard of Stockholm Syndrome? Like when someone gets stolen or kidnapped, they'll defend their captor. Right, so you guys come defend the story from the government that lied to you. I'm like, yeah, this is weird. I'm like on your team trying to free you. They lied to you. It's like I kicked in the basement. I'm like, bro, you went to the grocery store. He kidnapped you. Let's get these chains off. You can be free now. And he's like, no, he loves me. He gives me food once a week. I'm like, no, bro. You can eat food every day, like 3-4 times a day. Let's leave. He kidnapped you. You're a slave. How dare you talk about him like that? He loves me. He gives me water every 3 days too. I'm like, you're defending the dude that kidnapped you and lied to you. I'm out. You're making this weird. I'm trying to help you. I didn't give him a 6-figure job to do this. I'm literally just trying to help you. You can bleed the oxygen, little homie. You don't gotta wear that. Oh no. Why are you guys still scared of the air? I figured the psyop would have rolled off by now. It's been like 18 months. We're just gonna do this forever? Yeah. Just so you guys know, you sound like Charlie Brown adults when you talk. Like, no one can hear you. Ladies, you wonder why you're single? No one can see you. You know, how are we going to know if you're bad and now we can only see your eyeliner? And to the guys, if you want to pull a pretty female, all you got to do is walk around breathing nowadays. She's like, well, this guy's got some confidence. He's not scared of the air. It's like a cheat code now. All you got to do is breathe. What a joke. This guy ain't even scared of the air, man. Oh my goodness, number, man. The government always lies. They've lied for the last 18 months. They've lied to you about World War I, World War II. They lied to you about Vietnam War. They've actually come out and admitted that. They admitted that we blew up our own ship, but told the American public on the news that Vietnam blew up our ship, so we had to go fight them in war. They declassified that Gulf of Tonkin was actually a false flag and we blew up our own ship. And lied and said it was them. And then went to war. And tons of more grandfathers, etc. died. Anyone want to tell me how we should trust that government? Enlighten me. The same government that said that on 9/11, two planes made 3 buildings fall. 2 planes made 3 buildings free fall. 2 planes. And for the first time in history, all on the same day, 3 planes or 3 buildings free fall because fire melted steel beams for the first time in history. 3 times on the same day. And the day before that, they came out and said that $2.3 trillion of taxpayers' money was mysteriously missing. It vanished. $2.3 trillion of money. This is Donald Rumsfeld. Just look it up. September 10th, 2001. He said that there's $2.3 trillion of our money missing. We don't know where it went. It just disappeared. Okay? And then the very next day was September 11th. It seems like everybody forgot about that, didn't they? And guess where that money was documented? In the Pentagon, the very area of the Pentagon that supposedly got hit with the plane. You know that plane that 85 surveillance cameras couldn't catch on footage? The plane that defied physics and went through a hole that's smaller than the plane? Interesting. Conveniently, we lost all the evidence though. We don't know where your money went. The plane just happened to hit that area. And this is the official story from the government, by the way, also. That on the same day as 9/11, at the same time, they were running a drill in case people hijacked planes, so they didn't know if it was the drill or real life, so that's why they didn't stop the planes that were off route. Official story. Oh, why are they going to lie about that? They told us we have weapons of mass destruction over there, and then they said 7 years later, oh, never mind, no we don't. But we're going to stay over there for 13 more years. They got some opium and lithium though, don't they? Interesting. Oil, opium, and lithium. That's not why we were there, though. That was just a nice little side piece. Then George Bush has the audacity to come and make jokes about it. Oh, no, there were no weapons of mass destruction. We were wrong. So 9/11, they lied about all of that. How did 2 news stations know that World Trade Center 7 was going to collapse before it collapsed? They announced it live on the air. Most of you guys don't even know a 3rd building fell in New York, and it's been 20 years. You guys don't even know that. World Trade Center 7. Guess what was in World Trade Center 7? Tons of CIA, FBI, NSA information. It was just a way to clean their dirty work and then get some more money and get you to support a war. Anyway, my point is that the government always lies. You can just prove it. You can just go read their own words or they'll tell you that they lied, like the Vietnam War where we lied and started the war. You know, the CIA said that they experimented how to brainwash you in MK Ultra. It's called MK Ultra. It's declassified. What's funny about it? I think that's super psychopathic and morbid. I don't think it's very funny. So the government has literally researched how to brainwash people with frequencies. It's called MK Ultra. It's declassified. And then they came out with Operation Mockingbird so they control the media. And now you guys watch the media getting brainwashed with frequencies every day. That's a coincidence. That's just a coincidence. Did you know that the CIA was asked about this in Congress and they said, are you saying the news anchors are CIA agents? And the CIA head representative said, we need to continue this conversation behind closed doors. You guys are watching CNN and Fox News. Which one do you like, CNN and Fox News or MSNBC or ABC? None of them. They're all learning about the CIA. That's what they said. It's weird. I wonder why they have extended 2 weeks to 18 months. I can only imagine. You guys watch the news every day to get your order, your talking points. Don't worry, that same news will show you fake cartoons about going to space, too. Elon Musk went to space. He's my hero. He wants to put a chip in my brain to save humanity. Yeah, he lied about founding PayPal, and he also admits that he would never have gone to space without NASA. And he gets $600 million a year from the government, and he really wants to put a chip in your brain. But that's how you know he loves you, and he's not lying. And he supposedly sent a convertible into space, just floating around in space, SpaceX, Elon Musk, you know. Just sent a Tesla out there, no big deal. Had tires with tire pressure, but they didn't explode in a vacuum. They were superpower tires. They removed the rearview mirror that would show the 4th wall in the studio, but they skipped it. Let's go LA!
Alright. I'm indifferent. Well, give me their joining services.
So then Elon was asked, how come the footage of that convertible Tesla looks so fake when it was in space? And you want to know what his answer was? You know it's real because it looks so fake. Really? That was literally his answer. I'm crazy, though. I'm crazy. You know, tires with tire pressure in a vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr and don't explode. I'm crazy. They're lying to you about space. They've never been to outer space. Outer space has been defined as a vacuum is impossible. They're lying. We'll give them $60 million a day. NASA, the one that worked with Nazis. That's how you know that you can trust them. They didn't work with Nazis. You must be making that up. Now just go read it, bro. It's called Operation Paperclip. It's Nico Esbard. So weird. Like, these people preemptively know what they don't know. It's crazy, yeah.
What had happened was the government loves me, and that's why Tony was scared of the air and gave me fluoride and lied about every single false flag that's ever happened, and they psycho crisis actors, and they brainwash my children with textbooks funded by the government that lie about everything. Like, for example, Christopher Columbus discovered America when there were people already here. Oh, we're going to go to the moon in 1969, we still haven't been back. Oh, we should go to war again. How come every single time we go to war, it's somebody with brown skin that speaks Arabic? Probably just a coincidence. How come they always have lithium or opium, which I seem to not be very excited about central banking systems run by the Rothschilds? How dare you not want a central banking system? We're going to have to go to war with you. Yeah. Hey, did you guys know they lied about the Earth? They lied about the Earth. The Earth is actually flat. It's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That's all stupid and dumb. And how do you have the immensity of ocean water bending around the outside of a sphere? Because there's $1 million reward if anybody can demonstrate it. Literally $1 million. $1 million. Somebody said something about the moon. The moon makes the water bend. No, it doesn't. They say that the moon, we only see one side of the moon forever because it's tidally locked. If it was going 1 mile per hour faster or slower, we'd see the rest of the moon, but for thousands of years, we just see the same moon every single day. No big deal. Just a coincidence. And then it's tidally locked to the Earth, and supposedly it's pulling the oceans, but at the same time on the other side, there are tidal waves with the same magnitude going the opposite direction. So the moon's pulling the water, and on the opposite side, it's pushing the water. You guys are funny, yo. The truth is, you just haven't looked into it, bro. That's what it is. It's really easy to just say I'm crazy. It's a lot harder to come on this microphone and debate me, though, isn't it? Bet you want to debate me, though. I bet you want to debate me, though. Come debate me, bro. Show how stupid the flat earther was. You'll be TikTok trailer. So humiliate me. We're also giving $200 to anybody that wants to try to get 3 questions right. I'm probably going to give you harder questions then. In a world. Hey, do you guys know that the Earth's actually flat? Don't make it weird. I'm just letting you know. It's flat, yo. That's why it doesn't curve anywhere and the water's always flat. That's what the military says when they do anything in practical use in real life, or it wouldn't work. It's really never been to space, it's all flat. Think we later, but you can move the year we checked and the Earth is flat. Hey, do you guys know they lied about the Earth? Do you guys know the Earth is flat and that it doesn't move and that there's something containing the Earth and the sky resets over top of it, and NASA worked with Nazis and have never gone to space and they're lying to you and taking their tax money and told you that you came from apes and everything came from nothing and ever expanding universe of vacuum that defies physics, so you think you're insignificant and be easier to brainwash and become a slave? There we go. Why would they lie? Did you know ancient maps show that there's a ton of land outside of Antarctica? What's Antarctica? It's an ice cap on the bottom of the ball. It's just a bunch of ice with polar bears and penguins. Well, they went and explored it in 1946 in Operation Hightown. They came back, and then in 1959 they signed an Antarctic Treaty that says it's illegal to go there. Have you guys ever heard of the Antarctic Treaty? Every major country signed it, said you can't go to Antarctica. What are they hiding there? Did you know it's illegal to go within 500 miles of each direction of the center of the surface of the Earth, too? They're not hiding anything, though. What they told you is the truth. They put a circle around you called the 60th south latitude and said you can't leave it, and it worked so well that none of the slaves know the circle exists. In 2021, with the internet in their hands, with like unlimited encyclopedias in their pocket, they don't even know what the Antarctic Treaty is. That's how effective their brainwash was. I don't got time for this guy, man. Giants in 5. God is in 3. Man, they got to change the rules?
3.
Oh, it's a 5-game series? Don't sound my time. Alright, Dodgers in 3, he says. Maybe so. I'm indifferent. If the Dodgers win in 3, you gotta look into flat Earth, bro. Hey, do you know the Earth's flat? Don't make it weird.
That's not gonna happen.
The Earth's actually flat. Do you know that most of these Major League Baseball players know the Earth's flat? Maybe they should tell you and you will listen. Did you know that majority of the St. Louis Cardinals team knows the Earth's flat? It was even discussed in the World Series. The Earth is flat. That's flat. Don't make it weird. Hey, do you guys know we've never been to space and that the Earth is actually flat? It doesn't spin around in a vacuum. You can prove it. We measured the surface. They lied. They censor flat Earth to make us look crazy with Flat Earth Society, which is not real flat Earth. And there's over 16 million in Brazil alone. There's something that can change the gas pressure on the Earth, or you guys couldn't have gas pressure. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. It's just so funny to watch people's demeanor change from how they know I'm stupid to, oh, I don't even know what that is. It's always funny. They lied about the Earth. Outer space is fake. It can't be a vacuum. That's impossible. We measure the surface of the Earth. It has a radius value of 3,959 miles. It's on circumference of 24,901 and has the curve of 1.225 from the square root of 35 feet. So the curvature of the Earth has to be at 1.225 from the surface of power to prove it doesn't ever happen. Oh, the probe is dead. Call the ambulance. So if they have to see the curvature of the Earth at 1.225 times the square root of 35 feet, basic geometry you should learn in 7th grade, then how come we never see the curvature there? How come at 1 foot where the curvature should be at 1.2 miles and it rises over 10 miles? How come we saw mountains from 273 miles away? The Earth's round because you say it? That science doesn't say it. Hey, how did I see mountains from 273 miles away if the program says you walk by 3 miles of Earth curvature? And you never answer. Dude, the most I get is someone just comes and says, it's round, you're dumb. That's so funny, bro. I've traveled the U.S. for 9 months and that's like the best you get. Because you guys just believe what you were told. Do you still think Christopher Columbus discovered America when people already lived here? Do you still believe that too? Or you just pick and choose when the government is not believable? When they talk about space, it has to be real. It's not like Star Wars. What's that? Go Giants. Let's go Giants.
It's baseball, man.
There's not a ball, they're lying. My man just thinking those eyelids.
You know what brings America together?
We'll run by some Zionists.
Never mind baseball.
I wonder why they're lying. Let's go Giants. There's not a ball, they're lying. Y'all sleep like closed eyelids. The world run by some Zionists. They worship in ISIS.
But baseball brings us together.
Yeah, hopefully. I wonder why NASA's never been back to the moon in 50 years. That's weird. Yeah. Super weird. That was the game about to start. I might do 2 streams and wait till later. Hey, yeah, hey. Hey, do you guys know that they lied about the Earth? It's not a spinning ball. The Earth is actually flat. It doesn't move. It's contained. You can just prove it by physically measuring the surface. Or you can keep lying, believing the government. You know, they would never lie. You know NASA that worked with Nazis, admittedly? That's how you know you can trust them. So you guys know they lied about going to the moon, that's why they've never been back, and they admitted that they worked with Nazis, and that the Earth's actually flat, and the Antarctic Treaty keeps you locked inside of it, and you should probably wake up to where you live. The Earth doesn't move, hence why you don't feel like you're moving. Hence why whenever you shoot at something 100 miles, you don't have to account for the Earth curvature or the spin of the Earth. It's called a railgun, just used by the military, you know, to kill people. But, yeah, they probably just guess, get it right. They actually assume it's flat and not moving, but it's actually spinning and curving, and they just get lucky. The military says the Earth's flat. This is awkward. They just know no one reads anything unless it's on Instagram. Chill. Do you guys know that the Earth is actually flat, not a spinning ball in a vacuum that defies the second law of thermodynamics? Water always finds its level. How is 70% of the surface of the Earth water? If water always finds its level, is 70% of a ball flat? Why'd they sign the Antarctic Treaty? Never made a winter country signed it. It says illegal to go there. That's what proved the Earth's a ball. How come going north to south would only be possible on a globe Earth if no one's ever done it in the history of mankind? No big deal. No big deal. You guys can breathe the air. We checked it, by the way. It's kind of what keeps you alive.
So keep your eye. You're too afraid to wear the mask. I can't. You're wearing a mask.
I'm only wearing it because it's cold.
Fair enough. Still sitting Hey, how do you have gas pressure sitting next to the back? If you guys can take the mask off, it's probably bad for children and incoming children, you know, just like how they live. Not medical advice, those at YouTube. Don't kick me off, you psychopaths. Hey, you know the government's lying to you and putting you in lockdowns and curfews and it said it'd be 2 weeks and it's been 18 months. It's probably because the government loves you though. That's why they gave you fluoride and lied about all the wars. Because they love you. You guys just gonna obey until you die? You guys gonna get your new digital tracking system and scan your QR code to eat? Are you guys gonna scan your face every morning before you leave your house so your doors don't unlock? You guys would do it. You would do it. If CNN told you to do it, you would do it. And we all know it. You need to wake up before it's too late. Instead of drinking the Kool-Aid. Hey, you guys can breathe the air. We checked it. Speaking of the air, it couldn't be sitting next to a vacuum. They lied about outer space. The Earth's actually flat. It doesn't move. It's contained. You should look into it. Look up 200 proofs the Earth's not a spinning ball. Go to your app store and type in flat Earth and see if you can go to the question mark and debunk it. If you can prove the Earth's flat after 2 weeks of watching the videos on the app, you win 2 Bitcoins. Interesting. Why would a flat earther be willing to give you 2 Bitcoins if you can prove the Earth's a globe? 2 Bitcoins. Because we know you can't prove it. We happen to know it for a fact. So it's not so funny now. I bet you won't give me 2 Bitcoins if I can prove it's flat. You'd be broke, homie. $1 million reward to anyone that can show water bends around the outside of the exterior of a spinning spherical object and sticks to it. You win $1 million if you can demonstrate it. $1 million. $1 million. That's 7 digits, bro. How come only flat earthers offer? I guarantee you'll never see a university offer someone $1 million to prove the Earth is flat. They'd be broke. They'd be broke. You know how we proved it was flat? We shoot lasers, and lasers can only go so far on a ball because it curves. It'll block the laser. The laser goes 31 miles, though. Where's the 600 feet curvature that should block it? Nowhere. There's no answer. Why didn't we see mountains from 273 miles away if the Glover said 3 vertical miles? 3 miles of Earth curvature should block it. How can we see the mountains? How come every physical measurement of the Earth ever proves that it's flat? How we shoot lasers 11 miles, 12 miles, 17 miles, 22 miles, 27 miles, 31 miles? All impossible on a globe. What's up with that? Probably just a coincidence. It's probably just flat in California and in Seattle and in Florida and in Kansas and in Philly and in Tennessee and in Georgia and in Arizona and in Japan and in Australia and in China. The Earth's just flat all those places, but it's a ball for sure. Because they showed us cartoons they admit aren't real pictures, they're just cartoons. That's how you know it's a ball. You can debunk and throw out all the physical measurements that debunk the globe because they showed you a cartoon. You know, I've seen CGI of Superman, and believe it or not, Superman's not real. So, we need more than some CGI from the government that works with Nazis. I hope the audio's good. Oh, hey guys. You guys have an actually for that. Earth is flat. That's a fact. Hey, the Earth is flat, bro. It's not so funny when you start listening to the evidence, though. Yeah, and I'm talking about the flat Earth. Ask her how we saw mountains 273 miles away. The radius of the Earth supposedly being a sphere says that there should be 3 miles of Earth curvature blocking it. Nope. No answer. Hey, how do we see the skyline of Chicago from 60 miles away if the globe Earth map says it should be entirely blocked by Earth curvature? Yeah, it is flat, objectively. I got him. He thinks I believe him. No, I just think you're funny that you believe what the government told you. Hey, do you guys know they lied about the Earth is flat and it doesn't move? The sky moves over top of you. That's why you see the sun move every day in the sky. It's because the sun moves in the sky, not because it's sitting still. The Glober says that during a sunset, the sun is sitting still and you're falling backwards 1,000 miles per hour and it just makes the sun look like it's moving. Oh, I must be crazy because I don't believe that. No, the sun moves and the moon moves and the stars move. Hence why you see them moving. You don't move. Hence why you don't feel like you're moving. It's never been measured that you're moving and no one's ever proven that the Earth is moving.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, do you think we went to the moon, bro? That's so weird. So weird. You guys still think we went to the moon? I can make a better fake moon landing like on TikTok. I can literally use an app on my phone and make a better moon landing in 2021. You guys still believe that? They called the president from 250,000 miles away with no delay in black and white, but then you had some delay, then no delay, then they played golf on the moon, and then the American flag moved even though there's no atmosphere, and then they were bouncing around like bunny rabbits on harnesses, and they couldn't reach down because the harness wouldn't let them, and then they haven't been back for 50 years, and they admitted that Nazis helped us do it, and the Nazi was Werner von Braun, SS officer of the Nazi regime, and admittedly he worked with Disney, you know, the world's biggest animation company. Why would NASA work with Disney? Oh, because they make movies, maybe? This is all declassified, by the way. All you gotta do is lie, wait about 30 years, declassify it under the rug, and no one even knows. No one even knows. They just think I'm crazy, and they can literally go read .gov websites saying exactly what I'm saying. It's crazy, yeah? Crazy. Clown world. Clown world confirmed. And in 50 years, they'll come out and admit that the last 18 months was a psyop used to control people and to give you a digital tracking system so they can keep up with you for national security. And in 30 years, they'll come out and admit it. It'll be too late then, though, won't it? And in 30 years, there'll be people like me out there being like, look, they just admitted that 2020 was a psyop. And you'd be like, you're crazy. As you walk around with your shackles on at that point. No big deal. I don't got time for this white boy in the West Cliff with a snack. That could kill my vibe. I'm trying to make some bread and go watch the Giants. Hey, do you guys know the earth is flat and they're lying to your children and you're kind of not being very nice, not letting them breathe? That's kind of how they stay alive, and the government doesn't get to tell you whether or not your children can breathe. That's psychopathic. Just 2 weeks, I mean 18 months, I mean forever, I mean 1 mask, I mean 2 masks, 3 masks, no mask, 4 masks, hazmat suit, walk on all fours, bark like a dog. Now you need to take some medicine. Oh, just 2 times, never mind 3 times, never mind 4 times, never mind forever. You guys don't see what's going on yet? You haven't picked up what they're putting down yet. Lockdowns and curfews, that's what prisons have, that's what the Nazis had, that's what the Soviet Union had, that's what China has, that's what North Korea has. They are normalizing a slave state, giving you orders and what time you're allowed to hang out and when you have to stay in your house and what you have to wear and what you have to take. And you guys think it's serious because they're trying to help you. The Nazis used to say, for your safety all the time too. Literally, that was their saying. It's for your safety. You guys should wake up before it's too late. Stand up for your children because your children have the right to be free. You got to grow up free. Now you're a grown adult that just works 9 to 5, comes home, obeys the government, just watches your TV, watches your baseball game, your football game, your basketball game. If that's cool, whatever, watch the Giants. I mean, I hope they win. Then maybe you should also stand up for your children who deserve to be free and not have lockdowns and curfews. And the fact that you're an adult and that selfish, that you don't care that children are going to grow up with lockdowns and curfews, just shows how selfish of a person that you are. Pretending that you're going to walk around with a virtuous high ground and virtue signals, laughable. We see through it. The people that actually care about our children are doing what I'm doing. Are giving up 6-figure jobs just to come out here and tell you stuff when you get ridiculed because we're trying to stand up for the children. But 4 and 5 years, they literally aren't free anymore. You just convince yourself it's not real or something? You're going to convince yourself the whole world didn't shut down the same day with the same rules and the same curfews and the same lockdowns? You're going to pretend they're not telling you got to show a piece of paper to go places now? You know who else used to say, show me your papers? The Nazis. You're going to pretend they're not going to come out? Oh, someone's triggered.
I'm Jewish, bro.
I don't care. What does you being Jewish have to do with anything?
This is the Holocaust, bro?
Who said the word Holocaust? Okay, someone's mad. So she said she's Jewish, so that means that the Nazis didn't have curfews. Okay. Oh, what? What is that? What are you gonna do, man? You're soft. They always gotta get 50 feet away before they act like they're tough. Yeah, at least you took your mask off.
Go away!
Or what?
You are offensive to
You're gonna kill me! Dude, you're so scared of the air, you just got in my face. Isn't it interesting I happen to know that none of these people are going to do anything? It's because it's a reoccurring theme. The softest people talk the loudest and scream at the top of the lungs with no factual scientific evidence or arguments. Yeah, while they're muffled and muzzled like a Governmental said. Charlie Brown adults on steroids. That's my new move. I'm just going to scream like I'm scared. Anyway, you should stand up for your children, yeah? That girl just came and pulled a race card on me, so I'm not allowed to draw comparisons to Nazi Germany. That's not true, actually. Yes, I do. So the Nazis used to say, this is for your safety. They used to give you curfews and lockdowns, just like the Soviet Union and North Korea and China. Those are all communist countries that took over. And you know who else used to say, show me your papers? And it wasn't just the Jews, by the way, which is what she's talking about. It was anybody that didn't go with them, they had to show the papers. So, we've learned the history, maybe. The point is, now they're telling you to show them papers, and you guys think it's just a coincidence that they're telling you you need papers now? They're literally saying, show me your papers. Not medical advice, though, is it, YouTube? Show me your papers. Oh, show me your QR code. We're going to be exactly. We're going to be advanced version. This is going to be the modern version. You just give me a QR code. Show me your QR code. And they wrote about the digital tracking system decades ago, by the way. This has been the plan the whole time. You should wake up. They lied to you about everything. They lied to you about the last 18 months. They told you that the air is going to kill you when it's what keeps you alive. They told you that fluoride's good for you and you've given it to infants and it's actually a neurotoxin found in rat poison. And it actually makes you docile and calcifies your pineal gland. They told you to sleepwalk through your entire life and then pay taxes to the government that doesn't care about you and it starts wars all over the world, and then the CIA will sell more drugs and guns than anyone else in the entire world, and you better obey them or you're not a patriot. Then they told you to argue over right or left, or Joe Biden or Donald Trump, I'm the best at everything. Which one do you like? Neither one of them. They're both psychopaths and every U.S. president's related and tracks back to English royalty. Oh, Hillary Clinton and Trump are such enemies that she was on the second row of his wedding. Yeah, we get to pick out the family reunion every 4 months. How generous of them. But make sure you keep arguing about the left and right wing, the same two wings of the same bird, while they just pass all kinds of laws that strip your freedoms away. No big deal. Make sure you argue about race, too. I'm black, I'm white. What a cool story. Never seen either one of those colors on actual humans. I don't change race throughout the summer. And it's called the human race. Let's argue about it, though. We have different color skin. Let's all argue about it. Let's argue about right or left, or red or blue. Or Joe Biden, just forget it. This is an actual Joe Biden quote. You know, whenever, just forget it. They're just like laughing at you. Donald Trump can't even finish the sentence without saying he's the best at something. It's a joke. They're all related. Even Obama is related to the other president that tracks back to English royalty. Dun dun dun. How would you Google it? So they keep you divided. It's called divide and conquer. You guys are arguing over things you're not paying attention to. They are normalizing a slave state around you. Now, whenever you hear the word lockdown, it's normal. It's now normal for you guys to go into lockdown. When they say lockdown, because if I had told you 2 years ago we were going to go into lockdown, you would have said I was a crazy conspiracy theorist. I'm like, the whole world's going to shut down and they're going to give us lockdowns like prisons. You're going to be like, you're crazy. Now, if they say go into lockdown, you're going to all know exactly what it means. You're going to go right into lockdown. It's not going to be weird. This is how you condition slavery. You know, prisons have curfews and lockdowns. You get to come out of your cell and you chill in the pod until it's curfew, then you go back in your cell for lockdown. They didn't even change the words. And whenever CNN comes out, because that's your authority, I guess CNN's our God now, CNN and Fox News, they give us the right to breathe, etc. And they say, oh, you got to go back in lockdown now. And then they just throw a number on the screen. If they just put a number on the screen, you have to do whatever they say.
Hey, we three have a...
What a joke. You guys are going to sleepwalk through the New World Order, homie. And you going to remember, this crazy white boy with the super fresh Westbrook was trying to wake me up. I just didn't care. I just had to get on TikTok and watch females talk about small waist, pretty face, and a big bang. I was trying to get followers on the gram. I heard Drizzy about to drop that heat. Polo G got a new album out, though. I don't got time for this crazy white boy. Who's gonna win, the Eagles or the Cowboys? They're keeping you distracted with the madness and the ratchet and the bad chick. So anyway, there you go. I'm taking a break. Let's go, Giant. Earth from the ball, they lying. What's up with the Zionists? Hey, do you guys know we don't have lockdowns and curfews because we're not slaves, and if we don't stand up for our children, they'll probably never have freedom ever, and then they will not have the very luxury that you took for granted your entire life growing up, getting to play with your friends. I don't believe your mom and dad told you don't play with your friends, you'll die. We've tortured children for the last 18 months and told them to be scared of what keeps them alive, the air, and that they can't hang out with their friends or they're mass murderers and don't care about grandma. And they've lived in a world for 18 months, typically some of them 2, 3, 4 years old. They don't even know what normal is. They don't see mommy and daddy's face most of the day, and they're scared. And they're going to grow up in a world where they have curfews and lockdowns and mandates as to what they have to wear. But you didn't grow up like that, did you? You got to grow up free, didn't you? So who cares about the children? We got to already grow up. It's crazy how selfish and nihilistic and apathetic they've got our society to be. You guys don't care about anything. Nothing. In fact, some of you guys have the audacity to walk up here and pretend you got some virtuous high grounds. I'll stand up for our children that are about to be slaves and tell me that I'm the bad guy. It's crazy, yo. We live in clown world. Like, why do we have curfews? Does the air get really dangerous past 10 o'clock? Why do we have curfews? Why does the government give us curfews? Is it to keep us safe? Because at 10 o'clock the air gets really dangerous? Can anyone answer? There's obviously no answer. They didn't give you curfews to keep you safe. The air doesn't suddenly become the boogeyman at 10:30. They gave you curfews because that's what communist states have, that's what slave states have, that's what prisons have. Because it's easier to control the population. You work 9 to 5, you work the lower class jobs that we make billions off of. Now you go back to your house, you play your video games, you smoke your weed, you drink your beer, you numb your brain, you listen to the depraved music that we give you, and you wake up and do it again. You do not go out and hang out with other people or freely express your mind or redress grievances of the government. You can't do that anymore. The government tells you when you're allowed to hang out, where you're allowed to hang out, who you're allowed to hang out with, how close you can hang out with them. It's psychopathic, yo. When I was in school, I never would have thought that I would saw anything like the Nazi Germany regime, the Soviet Union regime actually happen. I'm like, at least we live in America where we'll never let that happen. So look around in 2021, they managed to start pulling it off. You guys don't even know what's going on yet. Yeah, you got me these blank fluoride stares. Yeah, the zombie movies were real. They're now non-fiction movies. That's crazy, bro. Just like, what's this guy talking about? I just gotta stare at the blocks to make sure my feet fit in them. I gotta get on time. It's almost like curfew. It's crazy, bro. Hey, you guys can breathe, by the way. You guys can breathe. You don't have to wear those. The air's not gonna kill you. It's what keeps you alive. So you ask whoever told you to put those on while you're not allowed to breathe, but they got to grow up and breathe at your age. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. If they told you to put shackles on your children, would you do it? See, if you're an adult and you want to do it, bro, like, go for it, man. If you want to dress like a dog and walk around and bark on all fours, like, bro, go for it. When you start pushing it on children and they look up to the authority and they know that they trust their parents, they trust the authority, they trust what they're told to do, and they just do what they do because they think the parents have their best interests, or what? So you're saying you condone children being put into curfews and lockdowns? You condone that? See, you got nothing to say now. Funny. He's so tough, though. Shut up. How dare you stand up for the children? I'm a big tough guy that won't ever come over here or even look at the camera and get embarrassed in front of hundreds of people live. You think some grown dude that's scared of the air is going to scare me away from speaking the truth? It'll never happen. We need to stand up for our children. They have the right to breathe the air. Okay, they're going to grow up in a world that they will not recognize, that you will not recognize, yo. And they're trusting you. They believe everything that you tell them. They think that they're supposed to do that. You don't have to wear those masks. You can breathe. It's what keeps you alive. It's bad for you. Not medical advice. That was on YouTube. Let them be free, yo. How about you just stop doing it? Just say, no, Mom. I'm tired of not breathing. This is weird. But I can't blame the children. It's not their fault, yo.
I'm just saying. I respect a lot of what you said, but you have to have your own kids to say that.
Okay, I have nieces and nephews though.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. I have nieces and nephews. I know my children will not be tortured. I know it's intense, but it's like someone has to say it. The TV told you to do that, and now they don't even...
I don't disagree with you.
You don't have to wear that. You don't have to wear that.
I don't disagree with you, though. You have to have your own kids to judge other parents.
Okay.
You actually have to have kids to judge other
Really?
parents.
I'm speaking for millions of parents.
You shouldn't have judged parents until you're...
Really?
Put a mask on. Why not?
So, I'm hoping this conversation can get too specific or you guys will get picked up or whatever. So, Oh, and here's what we were talking about too. The government lied to you about everything. I mean, literally everything. Like, you think you live somewhere that you don't live. Okay, the Earth's not a magic spinning ball in a vacuum. It's a tiny speck of dust in the ever-spinning universe of nothingness, and we revolve the sun that they worship because it's Helios, just like the statue is a Helios statue, and it's going 66,600 miles per hour on a 66.6 degree tilt using 666 Newton gravity discovered in 1666 or 6.666, blah, blah, blah. It's just Luciferianism. Okay? No, everything didn't come from nothing. That's dumb. You think that you're an atheist and everything came from nothing, but the person that proposed the Big Bang Theory was a Catholic priest. So you're an atheist because your theory you believe in came from a Catholic priest, and he did not say everything came from nothing. He said there was a pre-existing energy. Oh, that kind of sounds like a creator, doesn't it? So the Big Bang doesn't say everything came from nothing. It says that there's a pre-existing energy. Still can't be explained nor proven. It can't even be mathematically worked out. The model that they say you live on, this tiny speck of dust in this ever-expanding universe of nothingness, there has to be aliens. Do you see how big the universe is? They can't even mathematically explain it. They're off by 95%, and you guys call that science. In fact, Michio Kaku, a famous astrophysicist, said we're off by 10 to the 120th power. That's 120 zeros. They don't even know what's out there inside their own theory. I can prove everything I said. What a joke. You guys don't even know that, though. And you think it's not important because it sounds nerdy, because I have to cover, like, nerdy scientific things to tell you. It's very simple, though. They drew a circle around you, and they said, be a good slave, stay on your playpen, and none of the slaves know that the circle exists. And they told you that it's China versus Russia versus America. Live in fear. All the governments are fighting, when really it's government versus people. And they told you right versus left when they were both on the same team. And they told you black versus white when we're the human race. And they kept you divided, they kept you living in fear, and they kept you thinking that the earth is something that could get hit by an asteroid, just like it killed the dinosaurs. And lightning struck primordial soup, and rocks turned into fish, and then fish decided to jump out and turn into rodents that turned into apes that straightened up their back, lost some hair, and was like, I want to be smart now. What a clown world. You guys think rocks turn into living organisms? It's called abiogenesis. Still never been scientifically even explained yet. And atoms over equality for your fairy tale. They lie to you. They don't want you to know that you're powerful. You have a spirit. You can manifest things. You have intuition. You have memories. Science can't explain these things. But if you just think it came from a rock, this guy's laughing, but can you define abiogenesis and scientifically prove it? No. So what's funny about it? Well, you believe in abiogenesis and don't even know it. You think that my cousin's a rock? You think my ancestors are rocks? Oh, you're tough. Siempre cuando mujer para beber ready. This dude knows one word in Spanish and he's tough. I will say, at least you're breathing though. I'll give you that. I'll give you props for breathing. So anyway, they lie to you about where you live and yes, sorry if those were crazy cuss words. I actually don't know what all that means. So, yeah, look, man, they lied to you. They told you that you're insignificant, and you're not. You're actually very special, and science can't explain you. And if you think that you're smart because you believe everything came from nothing and rocks turned into humans, you should probably reconsider your worldview a little bit. And just because you scream the word science, it doesn't actually make it science. Science requires an independent variable that's very manipulated, that scientifically validates the cause of the observable phenomena called the dependent variable. It's a scientific experiment. And anything that doesn't do that isn't science. Believe it or not, no one took a rock and manipulated it and turned it into humans. That's dumb. You guys can breathe, by the way. We check the air. Let's go, Giants. What about the earth? Dude, I love that's like the mantra. If you give them like a melodic mantra, all of a sudden on your team for a second, like, let's go, Giants. Earth's not a ball, they lying. Watch the horizon, always rising.
Here's one for you.
Horizontally to get the word rising.
Here's one for you.
What's up?
You're Irish, right?
Yeah,
I would assume.
Irish and German.
That. I'm other. Anyway, case in point. Think of a number between 1 and 10, but don't tell me the number.
Okay.
Don't tell me the number.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
Multiply that number by 2.
Okay.
Add 6 to it.
Okay.
Now divide it by 2.
Tickets, we got tickets here.
Subtract the number I told you to think of from the answer you have now, and it's 3.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, yeah. I've seen something like that, but yeah. Math is awesome.
Type of shit.
Pretty cool. All right, bro.
I didn't join the Army. I was in the Navy.
Okay, still, thank you for your service, man.
Right on.
I support the soldiers, just not deployments.
They spread poison until we think we need their ointments.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We're pointing fingers until we miss what the point is. Interesting. Who made the government God? Who anointed? Y'all annoying. Who made the government God? Who anointed? Y'all be scared of the air, so annoying. We be pointing fingers till we missing what the point is. While they always spreading poison until we think we need their ointment. I support the soldiers, but I don't support all these deployments. How dare you? Alright, I'm gonna take a break. Always think for yourself, okay? Don't just believe whatever they teach you in government-funded schools and textbooks, okay? They lie about everything. The Earth's not spinning ball in a vacuum. That's dumb, defies physics. They drew a circle around you called the Antarctic Treaty. Every major country signed it, and you don't even know that it exists. Reconsider, re-examine, test it for yourself. Don't blindly believe stories they tell you about how you came from nothing and nothing matters and you should be scared of the air. Now you have curfews, now you have lockdowns, and now you need a hazmat suit, and now be a good slave with all your papers. Then no one else controls you. No one has the right to control you. You have your own agency. You have your own body autonomy. And if you have never read the Declaration of Independence, you know what it says? You get your rights from the Creator. And then the Constitution tells you, look, here are our rights that the government can never mess with. It's not the government telling us what we're allowed to do. And whether you like it or not, I happen to know America was founded by psychopathic Freemasons. It doesn't matter. The Constitution is the only thing keeping you from living in a slave state. So stand up for your right to speak, which is the first one. Stand up for your right to defend all the other ones, which is the second one, the right to bear arms. Stand up for your children because they're growing up and they're just trying to enjoy life and they're still developing and they don't know what's going on. They do not realize the magnitude of what is happening in this country. And you have a responsibility to stand up for them. You have a responsibility to stand up for them when they're being indoctrinated and lied to. And although some of the stuff may sound crazy to the unopened mind, that's how the Matrix was engineered. You need to open your mind and pull outside of the system and re-examine the truth for what it is. There you go. Stand up for the children before it's too late. You're going to live up in a slave state. Peace. Hey, thanks for coming. Thank you.
You're so brave. Oh.
Yeah. People getting triggered here. What's up, chat? You guys obviously see where we are.
What did I tell you? It's cold out here.
Yeah, it is cold. You were right. Your comment saved me. Let me see if I need a charge though. Oh, guess what the percentage is? 66. Out there in the field. Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if I just need to stay here the whole game. What do you think? Either leave or do a second stream later, but I don't think. I just don't. There's no way I'm just gonna stay here. I mean, if I might do a stream, if I guess I could do a second stream later, it'd be super late. But I don't really know that I should just sit here the whole time. Maybe I could. Maybe I can move over there. Because eventually they're going to stop coming in, right? I'm going to charge my phone for a second, so I'm going to take this mic out. What's up, chat? Epic gang, organic gang. Yeah, stay organic, homie.
During the pandemic, this place, there's nobody around. These folks are big as
I mean, like the only other time I'm gonna have like, I hope that wasn't really bad. I haven't read any of the chat. I think I can't even see the super chat. I'll pull the super chat up on my other phone. Just a second. But yeah, like, you know, the only time there's gonna be real big traffic is at the end of the game, right? It was very smooth though. We had no like We had many cops walk by and no one said anything. Alright. Thanks for coming out again, though.
You're welcome.
Dude, I can't believe it's this cold.
I told you. See, like,
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think
Yes. Even in summer, it's even.
it's chilly here because of the wind, I guess.
Yeah, just because it's on the water.
Right. Moisture and wind.
Right. Just the jet stream or whatever it is. It
Yeah.
brings cold air.
Well, there'd probably more moisture. It just disperses. California has like no moisture, but here does. You can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like humidity. You said, yeah, the beard is very dirty as is. Is that what you're saying? The beard is the boogeyman catcher? Yeah. All right, so you guys tell me what you think, right? Like, should I... There's just like a couple people dragging in now, right? So like, should I take a break and then talk for a few more minutes in a second and then wrap it up, or should we like do a stream later tonight? I don't know, it'll be late. It'll be okay. What do you guys think? What do you think? You'd rather not do one later, huh? It'd be pretty late.
Well, it's probably only like 10, it's only 20 minutes away. We could just stay here though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, do you want to
get something to eat?
We could try that, yeah.
Are you
Maybe
staying?
go eat?
Maybe. What do you guys think? Do you think that we should hit them on their way out?
20 minutes away.
Oh,
No, directly to you.
Motorhome.
okay.
Do one later.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks. You're awesome. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
I was hoping that girl wouldn't say something that would get me in trouble. But my mic picks up over there, you know, so. Yeah, on the way out. You're awesome. Thank you, man. They said put Chris on the mic to flash back.
Okay.
I bet it'd be funny. You'd be like,
You know,
so
it's
simple.
fleet week here. So there's all kinds of military people around. They've got the Blue Angels flying around today.
Yeah, I saw that. I figured that they were for the game or something.
No, no. It's all weekend here. So there's all kinds of military.
Yo, no one messed with me though. Yeah, I could, like the cops like listen to me.
I know, I saw them going by and they were just
There's always so much I can do. That's why places like this are cool because you have that many people right there. That's why I need Rockfin, because I can talk about what really needs to be talked about, like unfiltered.
yeah.
Matt, we got some footage on the GoPro earlier, but yeah, they do. No, you can use like Restream. Wait, let me see what you guys are saying. Computer streams are legit too. Thank you, man. Gonna be a late stream, but I'm up forever. Yeah, it'll be super late for you guys on like on East time, right? I mean, Vader Bear's closer, but was she against it? She said she agrees with me, but that since I don't have children, I can't say that. Like, okay, I have nieces and nephews and a brain.
Yeah.
Play some music? Oh, I'll play some music. Tell them about the Federal Reserve, maybe. She tried to police your speech. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm on a microphone in front of a playoff game. You think that like this random person is gonna tell me to stop saying something? It's so wild. You see it? You see the people, dude, that they'll get like real far away and then they act like they're so tough, man. Looks like rain. Yeah, sort of. Is it supposed to rain? I wonder.
It's just fog.
Yeah.
See, I
San Francisco's foggy. Yeah, it doesn't show any rain. I mean, I guess if you want to kick it here, how long do games last? I don't even know these things.
It's usually going on to like 10, 10:30,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's.
We can get something to eat.
Yeah, are you down to wake up and take off? I don't think you guys realize how much going into this, honestly. Are you going to Sacramento? We would have to stop through on the way. We were supposed to go yesterday, but it took us forever. We had to figure out how to get the car on the dolly. It was a whole ordeal. So unexpected occurrences. Yeah, it says it takes 3 hours or so. And it started at 6:30, so it won't be over till at least like 9:30. And unless it's just like a blowout, if it's a blowout, it'll go real fast maybe. Like as in if it's like 3-0, but then the pitcher just shuts the other side down or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna change location. That's definitely not gonna happen. This is the first time the Dodgers Giants ever played playoff game. Yeah, 3 or 4 hours. I just don't know. That might just be too long. Yeah. To stay here till 11 and then start talking. I love you guys. I'll talk a little bit more. I just don't think that's gonna happen. It's getting colder too. Yeah, it's 2-0. Giants are up 2-0. All right, I'm gonna play a song, chill for a second, and then I'll throw it back on. And I'll do a little bit more activism, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Because I did activism before we did the stream, you know. So we've done a bunch. What is it? An hour and a half plus what? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So 2 hours in a world. Why you? It's not really that it's draining. It's just there's not that many people here, and I've like beat this into their head like numerous times. The people that work here, you know, it's like it's the same person I'm talking to. Here, I'll play this song. I'll do some more activism. We gotta try to get all the way to Salt Lake too. You know?
Guess I'll see you again in 2 weeks. How's your music?
Minutes out a little bit. Doing awesome, brother. Thank you, man. Maybe I should just talk about the creator at the end. Or are we telling what to do? I just want to hear everyone's opinion, I guess. I don't actually take orders from YouTube. more in a second, and then we're gonna wrap it up and get something to eat. And we gotta like get up early, get out. And we might slide through Berkeley, so hit Berkeley's campus a little bit in the morning, and then we got like it's like 10 and a half hours in a car, which we're not in a car, we're in an RV, so it's longer to Salt Lake. So I'm trying. I don't know. Driving the RV that far is not particularly cheap either. I'm excited about that part. I had to give that dude $200 tonight. I'm like, dude, did you know I was gonna be here? As soon as I offered the money, he popped up, but I don't know. Maybe he actually just knew it. He got the question wrong. He said 60 million miles, but I gave him another chance, and he ended up winning the money.
Right. Why would you give them another chance?
I give everyone another chance because they never get it. But yeah.
You lost already, and you gave it to them.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
have some idea.
Well, it's all
60
good.
million miles. Okay, you lost.
Yeah, but eventually
$200?
someone gets the money. It's okay. And someone actually gave me 100 and said, I want you to bump it up to 200. So I just kept it in the wallet. You know what I'm saying? There it is. He seemed trolly. Like, yeah, see, I was like saying about the earth. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. And like, that's when I felt like you might be lying. But it's all good. I mean, I don't offer the people the money and like want to be dishonest about it. You know what I'm saying? Checking. Technically, still no one's actually won, right? Like, no one's actually got like 3 consecutive questions right, but that's whatever. The mic's back. Yeah. I had to turn it on. Hey, you guys ever heard of the Hubble telescope? Did you know that was named after Edwin Hubble? Did you know that Edwin Hubble said it can never be disproven that the Earth is the center of everything? Did you know I could give you like 100 astrophysicists that say you can't disprove the Earth's the center of everything? That's geocentric and meaning not moving. Isn't that weird that everyone thinks they know for a fact that the Earth spins around the sun, but actually all the astrophysicists say that's not true. We haven't proven it. How does that work? How do you know it, but you don't know it? Have you ever felt like you're going around the sun 66,600 miles per hour? Have you ever measured it? Okay. So that's pretty weird. The truth is the Earth actually is the center of everything. It doesn't move. The sky moves over top of us. And there are hundreds of astrophysicists that think the Earth's a ball that goes around the sun that admit that you can't disprove that. It could be either one. But we have all these people on the sidewalk in San Francisco that want to act like I'm crazy when I say it. Pretty funny. Nice little social experiment for you. People will know nothing at all about a subject, but if that's what everyone else thinks, they will pretend that they know all about it. Interesting. So, and anyone, maybe the person that's supposed to hear this is here now, but if you think you're atheist, you're not. There's no such thing as an atheist in the entire world. Okay? Because atheism means no deity. That's what the etymology of atheism is. No one here can say they know for a fact that there is no creator. So you're agnostic. You don't know. You think maybe there's not one. There is no such thing as atheism. But most of you guys think you're atheist, and most of you guys think that what scientifically shows that you can be an atheist is the Big Bang Theory. And the Big Bang Theory was proposed by a Jesuit Catholic priest. And it says that there was a pre-existing energy. Sounds like a creator, doesn't it? So you think you're atheist and believe in the Big Bang, and the Big Bang says that there was a creating energy before everything. This is awkward. But you know why they don't want you to know that? because atheism results in nihilism, apathy, to not care about anything. What's it matter? You just came from an ape, right? So you might as well just live it up, act psychopathic, sink in depravity, twerk on the ground, right? Turn up. You're just an ape. I mean, your apes are your ancestors. It's different. So you guys have been tricked and lied to. But did you know that one of the most powerful groups in the world, the Freemasons, they won't even let you in if you're atheist. If you don't acknowledge a creator, you can't be a Freemason. So the billionaires, they know that atheism is dumb. Did you know that Albert Pike wrote letters predicting the world wars and predicted the first two perfectly, and the third one he predicts that will be Zionism against Islam and they'll wipe each other out, and Christianity and atheism will be done away with, and they will bring the Luciferian doctrine out into the open for the whole world to know about it, and that to enter the new age you must take the Luciferian initiation and oath. You know, just 30-day degree Mason, that was super powerful, the only Confederate soldier to have a statue outside in Washington, D.C. So they've brainwashed you into thinking atheism is quote-unquote scientific when it's laughably the opposite of science. It's just theoretical nonsense. It's called pseudoscience. So that they can then roll out a new spiritual replacement, and it will be Luciferianism. Hence why the whole world shut down on the same day, and they all gave you the same rules, and now they're telling you need a digital tracking system to travel. Have you guys ever heard of the scriptures? I know you guys think you know you're so woke and based and intelligent that you know it's fake, but guess what? It has a prophecy in it. And it claims that in the end, there will be a one-world government. And that to buy, sell, and trade, you'll have to take a mark. And it'll be on your wrist and forehead. Let's look at the last 18 months. The whole world shut down the same day with the same rules. Well, there's the one-world government part. Everyone had to wear a mask, one letter away from mark, to identify themselves, so they could go in places to buy, sell, or trade, and then they started scanning your wrist and scanning your forehead to take your temperature as you came in. You guys think that's a coincidence? They're conditioning you to take a mark. How long will it be? It doesn't matter. Some will argue it's already here.
First of all, 200 was way.
I'm not going to say that, but they're conditioning you for the mark. So it seems like the people that run the world, they don't think the scriptures are so crazy, do they? Isn't that funny? They appeal to the ego of humans, though. So they're conditioning you for the mark as they make you all identify yourself with a mask so you can buy, sell, or trade, and they scan your wrist and forehead as you go in the store, and the whole world shut down the same day. And they told you just 2 weeks and we'll get back to normal, and that was 18 months ago. And now they give you curfews and lockdowns. You be a good slave. It's past your curfew. The air keeps you alive, but it's going to kill you. Past 10 o'clock, it gets really dangerous. You're being conditioned to live in a new world order. That's a crazy conspiracy theory. It's actually on the back of your dollar bill. It says New World Order. Literally, with the all-seeing eye on top of a pyramid. In Latin, it says New World Order, and it says favors our undertakings. Who favors their undertakings? Well, you know on the top of your dollar it says, in God we trust. Well, God is actually short for Gadrael, one of the watchers that came down the sea per Enoch. It also is an ancient deity from Babylon for fortune and luck. Yeah, God is the Babylonian deity of fortune and luck, hence it being on the back of the money, right? Fortune. Yeah, and they put it on the $1 bill, which is the world reserve currency. It's the smallest denomination because everybody's touched a $1 bill. Everyone saw what their plan was. They had to make sure they showed you. And if you agree to it, they don't think they get any repercussions. It's called natural law. If you've ever read the 48 laws of power, right? It's the law of attraction, natural laws, okay? If someone tells you that they're tricking you, if they tell you what the truth is and you still fall for it, then they don't think they get any repercussions. That's why they have to put the truth in plain sight, like on the back of your dollar that they're building a new world order. Like the Disney logo, they draw the firmament that's over top of the earth and it shows the Tower of Babel going through it. Just like all of the media tells you the truth. Jim Carrey was in a movie called The Truman Show where he thinks he lives on a ball, but truth is he lives in a dome the whole time and everyone's watching him. They have to show you, and you have to still believe it and fall for it. It's called the natural law. And they put New World Order on the back of your dollar, bro. They told you what was up. And you ain't going to enter the New World Order unless you have your digital tracking system. I'm going to tell you. So, not trying to be like a doomer, right? Like, the truth is, their plans can only happen as quickly as we allow them to. So if you guys would stand up and stop blindly listening to everything they tell you to do and living in fear and brainwashing your children with the news and telling them to live in fear, then you could take your freedom back and they can't take you over. And of course, they can never take your freedom. It's your personal choice to give it up. How about you go get a wife and make some babies and maybe go grow a garden and have some food and be self-sustainable and maybe for once acknowledge you know that there maybe could be a creator and humble yourself and stop living in depravity, pretending that you're a god. You can do whatever you want to do. And living just for money and working a 9 to 5 because someone told you to. And then going into college debt, which is just usury, so that you can be indoctrinated and everything you taught was a lie, then you get out and you still can't get a job. And if you do luckily get a job, it doesn't give you enough money to even pay off the debt. And then you use a world reserve currency called the dollar, which comes from the Federal Reserve, but it isn't federal, it's a private company. They just call it the Federal Reserve because they never want to think it's part of the government. But a private company gives us our quote-unquote money, which is just paper. It's just hemp paper. And it depreciates in value every single year, and then they charge us percentages, interest, on the money they loan to us that's just paper, and it's a private company, and you guys just keep on falling for it because no one knows what it is. No one invests in like tangible land or resources. They set you up, bro. I'm just trying to show you the matrix. You gotta choose to unplug though, or I guess you could say take the blue pill. I wouldn't suggest taking pills from random strangers in trench coats, but you get the gist. You gotta wake up, bro. You don't gotta wear the mask. We checked the air. And if you guys thought the air was gonna kill you, you wouldn't hang out with thousands of people right beside you. That would be psychopathic. If the air was really gonna kill you, you wouldn't have to be reminded about it all day, every day for 18 months. You would just see that people are dying everywhere. And if they really wanted to help you be safe from the dangerous air that keeps you alive, then they wouldn't have to coerce you into taking what they want to give you by paying you money and telling you you're not allowed to go somewhere unless you do it. It's very simple stuff. Very simple. So the same government that lied to you about all that, they lied to you about everything. So any agency you can pick out, name it. CIA sold more drugs and guns than anyone else in history. They admitted to be a declassification. MK Ultra, they experimented on how to brainwash you through frequencies. They admitted they took over the media, which emits frequencies, and the tell-lie vision, the television, as you channel different information that brainwashes you. And you watch TV programs that programs you. In media run by the CIA that experimented how to brainwash you with frequencies through media. So that's MK Ultra and Mockingbird, the CIA, the FBI. What do they not? What do they do that's not corrupt? The FBI is openly corrupt now. The NSA, oh, they just spy on all of you without your permission. That's not corrupt. But NASA's different. NASA's the one governmental agency that's not lying to us. That's what people think. They wear their NASA shirts. Have you noticed that Walmart gives them away? You go to TJ Maxx, you get a NASA hoodie that's high quality for $4. They want everyone wearing it, and everyone thinks NASA's the one exception.
What's your up, brother?
What's that?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Did you know they lied about going to space?
What are we lying about?
They can't go to space. It's all a lie.
Who wants to go to space, though?
It doesn't matter. You can't go.
Do you want to go to space?
Did you just tell them to put a mask on?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, my point is, everyone knows the government lies about everything, including what they teach you in school, which is government-funded public schools, that they don't care about you at all. They want you to be a lower-class slave state. There is no black or white slavery. It's a quality of slavery. We're all slavery via the economic system used to control you. And they want to divide you based on anything else they can so they can keep you distracted and control you. My point is that the government lies about everything. Almost everyone here knows the government lies. The government's come out and admitted that they lie. The government almost never tells the truth. But when I bring up NASA, a governmental agency, and I'm like, you know NASA lies? They're like, you're crazy. What just happened? How did they pull that off? How did they do such a good job with the spell that you think NASA's the one part of the government that has never lied to you?
Oh my God.
You think so? Do you think the government lies? Well, the government admits they lie, like they started the Vietnam War with the Gulf of Tonkin and blew up our own ship, and that's declassified. So, I must have missed which part of what I'm saying is BS just because you say it. Like a Charlie Brown adult. And your mask. You'd be a good slave with your muzzle on. It's past your curfew anyway. So yeah, my point remains that the government always lies, and NASA's not an exception, but they did a good job because they showed you crazy pictures. You equate that with science. You see these crazy stories about astronauts and Elon Musk working with NASA, and they went to space, they went to the moon, they went to Mars, and all this stuff. So you're like, this is so cool. It captivates you. It's like a movie. And that's why you like it. You want it to be real. That's why you think NASA didn't lie to you. It's pretty simple. Well, NASA means to deceive in Hebrew. It means destruction in Sanskrit, which is what they code their computers with. They admitted they worked with Nazis when they were founded. You support Nazis?
Did you go to Hebrew school? I did.
So does NASA mean to deceive? Because I'll give you $100 cash if you can prove it doesn't. What's the root word in Hebrew? Oh, so this guy said he went to Hebrew school and then ran away. That's weird.
I could have sold.
So yeah, in Hebrew it means to deceive. Maybe they should have taught you that in school. So my point is that it means to deceive in Hebrew, and it means destruction in Sanskrit, which is what they code their computers with. And they admitted that they worked with Nazis. So in 1969, we went to the moon, and a Nazi brought us there. You guys still believe a black and white movie made by Nazis? Must make me a conspiracy theorist. And that Nazi worked with Disney. You know, they got the people famous for making animated movies. Just a coincidence. Operation Paperclip, declassified 1945. We brought an SS officer by the name of Werner von Braun over here, and he put in charge of space exploration. He took us to the moon, but we still haven't been back for 50 years. This guy got so triggered, he just like wanted to act like he was smart, and he had to run away. These people, man. So anyway, here's the conclusion, man. I know it's a crazy red pill. It sounded crazy when I heard it. This is for the people that have ears to hear. I know the crowd's thinned out a lot. But look, the government lies, and when something's uncomfortable, it doesn't make it not true. Like, it's uncomfortable that my friends died overseas because they were tricked into going and enlisting to wars that they started. It's uncomfortable that my dad missed my birth because of that. It's uncomfortable that lots of my friends have had to lose family members and friends because of that. It's uncomfortable that they lied about the Vietnam War and we had tons of people die. It's uncomfortable they put fluoride in our water and we give it to infants, and it's a neurotoxin and an ingredient found in rat poison. It's uncomfortable they lied about 9/11 and they went over there for 20 years to occupy someone that was just against the centralized banking system, saying they were weapons of mass destruction. They came out and admitted that there actually wasn't, but we're going to stay there for 13 more years anyway. It's uncomfortable that the government lies. It doesn't mean it didn't lie. If your girlfriend cheats on you and I have a video of her cheating on you and it makes you uncomfortable and you don't want to watch it, does that mean she didn't cheat on you? No, that means you're a weirdo. So if I walk up to you with the video, I'm like, yeah, your girl's cheating on you. And you're like, no, she would never do that. Why would she even lie? I'm like, I don't know why she lied, bro. But she's right here lying. Here's the evidence. That's what it's like when I tell you guys that they lied about space. And here's the evidence. We physically measured the surface of the Earth. It is not what they said it is, objectively. Here it is. Here's the evidence. You guys won't look at the phone. You'll call me crazy. It's like I walked up and said, look, your girl's cheating on you. And you just call me crazy. And I'm like, okay, you don't want to see the video? I mean, it's right here. No, she would never do that. Why would she even lie? I paid for her rent. I'm like, look, that means she's just finessing you. She's right there with another dude. You're like, no, I'm not watching the video. How dare you? How dare you? And then you find out that she really did cheat on you because you kept doing it. And then you're like, well, she's not going to lie again. Then you go back and get with her. Then go back and get with her. And eventually you marry her. You think she'll just stop lying now because the government's admitted that they lied numerous times. So why would we keep believing them? It's just like dating the girl that cheated on you 10 times and then marrying her and expecting her to never be cheating on you when you're married. That's weird. And this is why they censor us, by the way. They've kicked me off almost everything you can name. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, PayPal, Venmo. They kicked me off PayPal, bro. That's weird, and we all know it. We all know it's weird. But the reason they kick us off is the same reason. We'll use the analogy of the girl cheating or the dude cheating, right? Whatever, it goes both ways. So your girl is always on Snapchat. Every time you're not around, she's got all these dudes on her Snapchat. She's around you on Snapchat. She's probably cheating, bro, because all the Snapchats disappear. That's why they censor us, because we call out their lies. We have evidence of their lies, but they erase us, so there's no evidence to show that they lied. That's why girls use Snapchat, or dudes. It's the cheaters app, we all know it. If your girl stays on Snapchat, she's probably cheating. She got a bunch of dudes on her Snapchat. Come on, bro. Don't make it weird. So I'm just telling you that your girl cheated on you, bro. So I'm just telling you, the government don't care, they lie. Most of you guys know that, but when I tell you NASA also lied, you think I'm crazy all of a sudden. I'm like, yo, what? So anyway, they lied. And I can give you the information, and it's uncomfortable because it's a really big lie. It's uncomfortable because most people will try to make fun of you whenever you tell them about this because they know nothing about it. They can intellectually debate it. They've never researched it, never tested it, but most people don't think it, so it's easier to pretend that you're stupid. If you care what majority of people think, you'll never figure out the truth. Majority of people in America apparently used to be cool with slavery, so I guess with that mentality, back in the day, you would have been cool with slavery, huh? Who cares what everyone else thinks? But that's the number one thing that keeps people from looking into the earth, is because there's a stigma attached to it that I must be dumb. Even if hypothetically I have a genius IQ, and I've researched it for 5 years, if you just say that we're dumb, all that goes out the window. No, dude, that's stupid. So don't worry about what other people think, you should look into it. They lied about the earth, we proved it, we measured it, that's why they forcibly censor it, and they admit that they forcibly censor it in Congress. Because it's dangerous misinformation. You know what's dangerous about it? It shows that they lied. The earth is not a spinning ball in an ever-expanding vacuum of nothingness where everything came from nothing but not really nothing because there was a pre-existing energy. And then gravity, your new deity, coalesced everything into perfect spheres over billions and billions of years, so we can't actually measure the time. And then the distance to the sun is 93 million miles away, but we had to change that distance 6 times in the last century because we were wrong every time. I'm embarrassing? You can't even debate me about anything. Do you know what the second law of thermodynamics is? Do you know anything about anything I'm saying? So who's embarrassing? Oh, it's the brainwashed zombie scared of the air that acts like he's tough but then runs away as soon as he gets confronted. Like, it's always the softest gamblers that act like they don't come here and flex, bro. You soft. You weird. They lied about the earth, don't make it weird. It's so weird. Do you believe yourself? You're so stupid. Then you just run away. I mean, whatever, bro. So look, they did lie. You can't have a pressurized system sitting next to a vacuum. You can't. Outer space can't be a vacuum. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. I debate astrophysicists, aerospace engineers, astrophysics professors. In fact, one that worked on the Himalaya satellite. They can't answer that question. Why can't they? You don't know what it is, but you know that it doesn't make any sense or that it's wrong. The astrophysicists can't debate it, bro. I debate them. I debated 5 PhDs 5v1. I'm not trying to, like, you know, intellect flex on you. My point is that you're going to have to do better than just say, you're dumb. So there you go. They lied about the earth. I'm just here to plant the seed. You should look into it. But just so you know, if you type in flat earth on Google, you will not find me. You will not find Jeranism or Eric Dubay. You'll never find the real people putting out the real information. It's been censored. You'll find Flat Earth Society. Not one real flat earther is in there. Not one real flat earther is in Flat Earth Society. So how come the government said they had to censor Flat Earth, but they didn't censor Flat Earth Society? If really it's so stupid and easily debunked, why would you have to hide it from everyone and misrepresent what it actually says?
They can't say about why is it like South America to Africa? You can cross real easy, right? But on the flat Earth, the 2 furthest points of the map. But when it's the round Earth, they're closest, but you can't get a flight from here to there. When it's the closest, only from the furthest. I mean, it's actually the longest fucking flight possible is from here to here.
Yeah.
When it's around though, it's like it's closest. But you can't go from here to here. You can't order that kind of flight.
No.
You still gotta go all the fuck.
Yeah, it proves it. It proves what. Yeah, he's right. There are flight paths that prove that we're not on the ball because it'd be way shorter of a flight path to go bang to bang, but on the flat Earth it shows it's a greater distance, and guess what they do? They make you fly on the plane for 10 hours until you get there because that's the only way you can get there. There's also been 13 emergency landings that happened. One of them was a girl went into labor, and she landed right where she needed to in Alaska. Didn't make any sense on the globe. No sense. She would have been in the ocean. But guess where she was? Directly over Alaska, whenever they had to land an emergency landing, right where the flat Earth said she would be. That's a coincidence, though. We don't have to address it. It doesn't matter, right? You can prove the Earth's a ball and shut the stupid flat Earther out here up just by going north to south. Just go north to south, around the ball. Never been done in the history of mankind. It's illegal to even try to do it. No, it's not legal. All the world's countries have agreed that we can't even try to do that. Wow. But yet NASA puts out videos addressing flat Earth and supposedly debunking it with like 5th grade arguments that I could easily Chuck Jameson and then stumble around to refuting. Right? But why don't they just do something as simple as go north to south and show us up? How about you show us a space shuttle re-enter the atmosphere from the outside? How about you just zoom in on a plane flying upside down in Australia? Never happened because we would fact check it live on the ground and prove it wasn't real if they even tried to fake it.
You know why they haven't faked the moon landing again? We know a lot more about how images work now, don't we? They'll never fake it. I got 4K in my pocket. They can't fake it. They don't even claim to. They can't even claim to go to the moon anymore. They claim they can't go there. That's what they say. You believe they get there in 69? They say they can't go back. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so awkward. It's awkward because I'm trying to help you out. You guys get triggered, mad at me. I'm like, yo, I know you don't know anything about this. Can we just level with each other here, pun intended? Can we be real? You don't know about it. It's okay. I didn't really know about it either. I had to look into it. It's kind of how knowledge works. So anyway, there you go. Of course, they said they were going to go to the moon in 2020, and then 2022, and had to push it back to 2024. And now they just said they're going to have to push it back to 2028. And they've had to push it back like every 4 years.
What we saying? What we got?
You can't go to space. Outer space is fake. NASA lies. The Earth's actually flat. It's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. It's contained and doesn't move. Sound crazy? Yeah, sort of.
That's on you? You found that?
Well, a lot of us found it, but yeah, I tested it. I measured the surface.
So, give me some details. How we
know?
Yeah, how we know.
All right. Well, for one, water always finds its level, and 70% of the surface of the Earth is ocean water, and water is always flat. But whatever, the horizon's horizontal. Well, that's where the word horizon comes from. That means flat. You can measure the surface, right? So we saw mountains from 273 miles away, and based on the globe Earth math of the sphere, they should be blocked by 3 miles of Earth curvature. Yeah, we could see the mountains. We saw the skyline of Chicago across Lake Michigan from 60 miles away, should be completely blocked by Earth curvature. We shot a laser 31 miles, should be blocked by 600 feet of curvature, yet it went all the way there. Saw one at 27 miles, 22 miles, 17 miles, all impossible.
You was doing this?
Yes.
What I can find, like the website or whatever?
I'll give you a QR code right now.
Run me up!
You can make many observations. There you go.
Thank you. I want to say, I appreciate y'all for spewing the knowledge.
Yeah.
Stay well out here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I don't give a fuck! I don't give a fuck!
In a world where no one knows what the world is, but they think lost in space and we're twirling. Alright, so anyway, that's the conclusion. We physically measure the surface of the Earth. You can do it. I encourage you to do it. Technology outpaced the lie. The P900 came out by Nikon, and then you could zoom in way too far. Now they have P1000, so 83x and 125x, and you can zoom in past where the Earth curvature is. Can you see through a girl's pregnant stomach? Can you see through the other side of a hill? No, it physically blocks your view. The Earth has to do that if it's a sphere. It's called geometry, something you should have learned in 7th grade, right? We all learned it. It's simple. You measure shapes. They have certain distances of curvature based on the spherical shape. It's based on the radius value. It has to curve at a certain rate. All right? So based on the radius value of the supposed globe Earth, I'm so crazy for not believing in, we should see the curvature of the Earth at 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Okay, so the square root of 1 is 1. So if we're 1 foot off the surface, we should see the curvature of the Earth at 1.2 miles away. It should be a horizon that curves and blocks our view. We have an observation in Santa Barbara 1 foot off the surface of the Earth, and the horizon's over 10 miles away. That would require the radius of a sphere be 264,000 miles. They claim the radius is 3,959 miles. We falsified the radius.
This might sound like the weirdest thing ever, but believe it or not, I actually agree with 100% like of what you're saying. And okay, before my boss sees me, all I gotta say is that Clear is one of the only companies approved by the Pentagon to monitor people's vaccine records, medical records, and so on. And on top of that, I've actually seen, like, over there, like, our technology is so advanced that it can recognize people with their face masks on.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
So it can be like a little, okay,
because your eyes, bro.
Yeah, hold on. It's been nice talking to you, dude.
Yeah, much
stay
love.
safe, man.
Much love, bro.
Don't record it.
Yeah, okay. In a world where no one knows where the world is, where they think it's lost space and we're twirling. I always try to wrap it up, and I'll take forever. Alright, this is actually me wrapping up. Here's the deal. It looks crazy, you look into it, okay? Just look into it, bro. You can find me on IG, WitsitGetsIt, WITSIT, gets it. You can DM me, same name on YouTube. Just go to YouTube. I'm still on there for now. That's why I can only talk about certain things. And none of that was medical advice or anything like that. Leave me alone, YouTube. So there you go. WITSIT, Witsit. Witsit gets it. It rhymes.
You can also look up stuff like 200 proofs the Earth's not a spinning ball. How about you just watch it and see if you can answer the questions? 200 proofs the Earth's not a spinning ball by Eric Dubay. Look up Jeranism, Globe Busters. These are the things you'll never find on Google, by the way. Even Eddie Bravo, you can go to Tinfoil Podcast, look up Eddie Bravo. You know, he was on Joe Rogan numerous times. They were like best friends. You know Joe Rogan, like the world's most famous podcast for over a decade. Yeah. They talked about the Earth quite a bit. And Joe Rogan said he knew the moon landing was fake. There's no way you'd lose all the evidence of it, and everything that they say is super fishy. And then he had to walk it back a couple of weeks later. It seems like someone told him he better stop talking about it. Now he doesn't have Eddie Bravo on anymore, but he says the Earth's flat. Kyrie Irving tried to say the Earth was flat. B.O.B. tried to tell you the Earth was flat. Steph tried to tell you the moon landing was fake, and they jumped on that man and said, you better take it back. We're going to take you to NASA for the cameras now. He came out with Moon Man shoes. Okay, so some people with power do try to tell you, but they get pounced on and they jeopardize millions of dollars just so you guys can ignore them. Even the World Series baseball game with the Cardinals in it, the St. Louis Cardinals, the announcers told you that they all think that the Earth is flat. Look, they're cheering because I'm telling you the truth. They're excited. Yay, go Flat Earth. Yay for Flat Earth. So why do the majority of the St. Louis Cardinals think the Earth is flat? Because they actually researched it. You should look into it. So look into it or don't, but anyway, if you dismiss something prior to investigating it, that's the height of ignorance. That's dumb. If I had told you the whole world would shut down overnight and all have lockdowns and curfews and all agree on it, even with China and North Korea, America would be on the same page, you would say I was crazy. Well, look, we've been doing that for 18 months now. So anyway, there you go. The conclusion is the Earth is not a spinning ball in a vacuum. It doesn't curve. It has to curve if it's a sphere. Water finds its level. 70% of the surface of the Earth is supposedly ocean water. Well, how is 70% of a ball flat? The horizon's always horizontal. That's where the word horizon comes from. Well, horizontal means flat. That's why it's called sea level. That's why you put fluid in levels to build things. So, yeah, there's water all over the Earth that's flat. It's because the Earth is flat. We've seen mountains 273 miles away, 255 miles away. All impossible on a globe. Earth should be 3 miles of Earth curvature. The top of the mountain should be blocked by a mile of Earth curvature. They lie. We saw the skyline of Chicago from 60 miles across it. You can make long-distance observations that debunk the globe because you can only see so far. It's supposed to curve and block your view. The Earth doesn't move. That's why it's never been proven to be moving. There's no experiment to prove it's been moving. There's no true, genuine measurement or isolation of the Earth's movement, period. And in fact, the theory of relativity says you wouldn't be able to tell. How convenient. So you have to conveniently assume the Earth is not moving to do anything that ever works in the history of mankind, including fly a plane, shoot long-distance rifles, or anything. You have to assume that the Earth is not moving. It's the only way that anything works. That's why you fly a drone and it sits here. It'll still be here 24 hours later. That's why you can fly helicopters. That's why they can do those birds without falling off. That's why hot air balloons can hover and stay right there, and helicopters can stay right there, and the military has declassified documents admitting that the Earth is flat for them to shoot missiles and to make military helicopters and fighter jets, and for them to shoot the railgun 100 miles, and to shoot electromagnetic propagation over flat Earth, and they build towers to shoot electromagnetic propagation at people as a weapon. They assume that the Earth is flat. It's the only way that it would work. That's what the military says. I guess they're wasting billions of dollars on technology that just happens to work coincidentally, but it's actually a spinning ball. Okay, so there's no movement. The Earth's not moving. The sky moves over top of you and resets for all recorded history around Polaris, the North Pole Star. That's directly over the center of the surface of the Earth, and it's done this for all recorded history. In fact, the ancient civilization of the Egyptians built megalithic structures that still line up with the same exact stars as they do to this day. I thought we were spinning 1,000 miles per hour while we go around the sun, and the sun shoots through space, and when our galaxy shoots 1.3 million miles per hour. Yet every single day, every single year, the sky resets for all recorded history. We have 88 constellations. They're constant, by the way. That's why in 365 days from now, when you look up, that same star will be in that same location. It's done that forever. The sky moves in perfect concentric circles, resetting every single day or every single year. And you can Google yourself, time-lapse star trails, time-lapse. Just look it up, because we take time lapses all the time. They all do perfect concentric circles around Polaris, and that's directly over the center of the Earth, or the center of the surface, which is the North Pole. And by the way, it's illegal to go within 500 miles of each direction of the center, and it's illegal to go outside. It's called the Antarctic Treaty. So they drew a circle on the inside, drew a circle on the outside, and told you have to stay inside of it. And over 90% of the people live in the quote-unquote northern hemisphere. Of course, there is no sphere.
You can't have gas pressure sitting next to a vacuum. What they told you outer space was is literally impossible. They've never gone to outer space. Only 24 people even claim to do it. Do you think that 24 people can lie? Of course, and they're all Freemasons. Some of them openly. The ones that are not show you with their hand signs. They lie about ISS. They say they're 252 miles in the year, going 17,500 miles per hour, 5 miles a second. Yet they just get to walk out there and just chill like nothing's moving and nothing ever worries about debris. It's no big deal. And then they drop things in 0G and it falls at free fall speed like it was on the Earth. And then their hands go through microphones and coffee cups and stuffed animals pop out of nowhere. And then you can see harnesses pulling their shirts because they're not faking it. They actually just mess up in glitches, and space makes everything look like it's fake footage. Of course, if they're lying about the footage, then why do you have to lie if you're really in space? That's dumb. No boats will disappear over curvature. You can zoom in, you can bring them back. What you will see is that every story they told you is a lie. It's pseudoscience. You can debunk it. And you might ask yourself, why did they lie? We give NASA $60 million a day, but they steal way more money than that. Simply, this is why it's important. The Earth is geocentric, center of everything. The sky's a clock over top of you. If the Earth's the center of everything, how to get there, bruh? How to get there? Oh, this doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. If the Earth's the center of everything, it had to be put there. Someone put it there. Uh-oh, don't. Okay, so you were created because the Earth was created. The necessary antecedent to creation is a creator. Now, this is not about religion. I'm telling you, the only scientifically viable option for the Earth to be the center of everything is that it was put there somehow. And if you knew that, maybe you would know you're powerful and that you have a spirit and you have light in your body and you have intuition and memories and dreams and can manifest things, and no one tells you that you can breathe or when you're allowed to hang out because you're created by the creator, not by the government, right? So it's harder to brainwash you and control you if you know what the Earth is. And what better way to control everyone on the Earth and to lie to them about what the very Earth is itself? They drew a circle around you, you're in a slave pen and you don't know it. The slaves don't even know the circle exists. That's why it works. You should look into it. In summary, the Earth is flat, not like this right here on the ground, this asphalt. At the topographical plane, it has mountains and valleys, but it's flat with upturned edges, effectively an ice ring around you contained in the water. The Earth is flat. It doesn't move. The Earth is contained. And that's what all evidence ever will ever show you. They lied about the Earth. So wake up to the deception, because maybe then you'll realize why the whole entire government, all the governments all around the world all agreed last year when to shut down and what to do. Because it's government versus people, not Russia versus China versus the U.S. They all signed the Antarctica Treaty. Wake up before it's too late. Peace out. So let's get the board mode. All right, guys. Gotta get out of here. Thank you guys for kicking it. Sorry if it was kind of high. I don't know.
It was really fun watching you
Yay!
in person.
Legend
Hi,
came out and
everybody.
kicked it. The legendary Sue. Thank you so much for hanging out. All right, so we'll turn this off. Oh, actually, we need to play a song, maybe. We'll turn this off. Yeah, I can't believe it's so cold in Cali. It just blows my mind.
What?
Can't believe it's this cold in California, I guess.
Yeah, San Francisco is known to be cold,
Yeah.
especially in summer. It's actually doesn't get that cold in the winter. It's like.
Everyone's saying they love you, Sue.
Love you all.
Okay, we'll take this out. Alright, so thanks for kicking it, guys. I mean, I'm not going to stay here for like hours and hours, you know what I'm saying? If you go to the beginning of the stream, there were lots of people out here. I got some footage on the GoPro talking about the you-know-what. Hopefully we can get on Rockfin where I can live stream that, but we got a good amount of footage of me talking about that. And I might just rock on the Glowbusters Rockfin since I don't know what's going on with me being approved or anything like that. So there's that. We're gonna try to slide through Berkeley, maybe Sacramento. I'll try to update. You have to keep up with the community section on YouTube, or have me on Facebook or Instagram, and that's where on my stories I'll post where we're gonna be. On community, I post where it is. We have the tour final dates. We did miss Sacramento, but we literally couldn't get there. It was impossible. We had to get the car on the thing, and I'm sorry. I added that just to keep like 1 or 2 people happy. I tried my best, even though it was kind of out of the way and stuff like that, but it was not even possible. We can still stop through it, but it would have to be a real quick thing. So there's that. We might hit Berkeley as well. Email me. You can email me at Witsit@protonmail.com, or you can email me at, I hope you guys can hear this. You can email me at innerworldproductions@protonmail.com. So there you go. Innerworld Productions and Witsit@protonmail.com. And I'll try to link up with you guys. And then we're going to go to Salt Lake. Then we're going to go to Denver. Then we're going to go to OKC. Then we're going to Dallas, Austin, Houston, Jackson, Mississippi, Nashville, and then Spartanburg for Flattoberfest. And then we may continue some activism after that. I mean, You know, that's obviously going to cost a lot of money to get all the way across there that fast, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll continue doing it after Flattoberfest. I hope to see you there. FlatEarthFestivals.com. And the legendary Sue will also be there. And yeah, there you go. There's a summary. So seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. So who cares what everyone else thinks? Yeah, so just seek and speak truth unequivocally. That's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. If you want to support the tour, $, $WitsitGetsIt on Cash App, Witsit at protonmail.com on PayPal. I'll read the donations off. If I missed any of them on like the next stream. And masqueradetour.com. Cool. There you go. I'm going to play this song, then I'm going to get out of here. Do you know where the other phone is, Nick? Oh, 1 minute. All right, so.
What section you got? Let's see.
There are people pay to go in there and they just stand up at the window. You can imagine how much
So yeah, there you go. Thank you guys for kicking it. We tried to wake them up, you know, like people are over here, if you can see. Like, these people staying around listening. This one guy was listening. A couple employees were listening. One guy said, I came up, he's like, I'm trying to talk to you for my boss sees and stuff. So whoever's supposed to hear it was supposed to hear it. That's how it works. So yeah, there you go. As you guys may have saw, like that dude won the $200, but eventually someone's gonna win the money. He actually didn't win it. I should like not give him the money, but I did. So whatever, I gave him $200. But it's all good. No one's gotten it this whole time. And let me find the video. Yeah, okay, so I love you guys. Thanks for kicking it, and I'll catch up with you on the flip side like a coin toss. Peace.
Stockholm syndrome got me fighting with the slaves. But how they about to break it to when they can't show their face? Not a system don't control me, yeah, the beast is getting slain. Austin got the power, they look sour, oh behave. When I'm about my father business witness, he gon' get this prey. I ignore it, cause it's Torah, only thing that I obey. I ain't with the social distancing, but I'ma need my space. They be born, me the quarantine to stay up in your place.
All right, peace out.